So, what is up, dude? Shoot,
Man.
it's been a minute. All right, I gotta turn off this music here. We don't need this stuff. Hey, what's up, everyone?
Hey.
Welcome to the show today.
It's Adam and Ryan show.
Why do you got earphones on?
I feel uncomfortable without earphones on now.
Without the earphones?
I work all the time. I just sit there at work. I have a work from home job. And so I sit there at my desk with my amazing Sony, I don't know what kind they are. They can sponsor the show for the exact kind.
They're monitor professional headphones.
Yes. And one of the best things, and I think I've said this multiple times on the show, is this cord. And you'll never guess. Okay. Guess how resilient this springy cord is.
Resilient as in like goes back to its normal functional. I mean, I don't know. You like walk in the other room with it stretched up crazy?
No. So what I did was it was sitting on the floor and I was vacuuming.
Oh, shoot.
And I vacuumed too close. I got too close to the sun and into it. And I was like, shit, that is ruined. And I untwisted it out. And I got it out, and it went straight back, and it is perfect as before the vacuum.
Well, there's two things I want to say about that. Number one, wireless. Why aren't y'all into the wireless?
No,
Number two,
because I hate Bluetooth.
Number two, this reminds me of the rotary phone days. So
those are great.
Like this is what it used to have. This used to be the cord like you'd have from phones.
They were sort
right?
of like flatter, I think, the cord, if I remember it. Like these are, it's like this has a roundness to it that is nicer, I feel like, than the cord. I play with it all the time. As a person who fidgets during meetings, also great to just like play with and put your finger around. All sorts of things.
In talking about fidgets, I do have my little
3D printed
fidget spinner. This is like stepping into the past of 2 years or 3 years ago. No, it's really good. I played with this all day.
Specifically the bearings to go into that.
I think I probably
fidget spinner bearings.
I don't know if I bought it. I probably took a dead fidget spinner.
And then put it in there. That's even better.
Printed my own, made my own. It
exactly.
Worked out well. So, how you doing? We've been talking a lot right before the show. Sometimes I figure like we shouldn't even say a damn word to each other and just jump in, and you get to see.
You would see. You would hear a lot more.
You would, but we're pretty excited because what do we do in the show all the time? We've been doing a lot with AI. I mean, it's really hard not to talk about AI lately.
I talk about it way more now than I've ever done in my entire life, both personally and professionally. It is just something that just keeps coming up, especially ChatGPT, if I would say.
Yeah, and you said that last week that I maybe gave you some insights on the thing, like it gave you some perspective that you didn't see before.
Totally, I had been using it almost entirely in the playground. Right, which is like a fully separate like interface of how it is, and I've been almost using it completely in there because I was like, this seems like the grown-up version of it, right? Because there's sliders, I can change like how almost like how long I want it to be, right? Like this is the grown-up version, and the other one, and I pay for it, like I have a credit card attached to it.
Damn.
So it like charges me each time. I mean, it's like hundredths of a cent each time. So I've only spent like a couple dollars on it for all that I've done. And so anyway, so I use it a lot like that in that single like sense. But then you were like, oh, right, you would use ChatGPT to be like more like you're training the model on what you're trying to accomplish throughout a full-on conversation with the AI, which is not how I was using it. And so, man, transferring that over to like things that we were doing at work and stuff like that was like cool and mind-blowing.
Well, and see, there's some ththings that I did learn about that too. So I think there's some limits as to like how much of what you said it will be able to there's tokens, right? It's 4,000 tokens.
Yeah.
Worth of words and things that you can create before I guess it doesn't remember things from prior.
Oh, is that what it's saying?
I don't know. That's what we've been looking at. But one of the new things is now they got the upgrade plan button.
The $20.
$20 a month. I'm going to go for it. I almost bought it right before the show, but I had to change the email for it. And we've been doing all our work. So hopefully we're going to be able to use it today a little bit more.
That's true. When I was doing a thing at work the other day, like I could get in, but no one else could get in. It was like, I don't know if I had some kind of like nice, like old, like I had been in, like I was grandfathered into something.
Well, and I think sometimes the same thing is that you just kind of have to hit it a couple times, refresh it, and you get in, and then you can run some queries. I had some times where it was blowing up, but we're gonna get into some Chat GPT today.
Yeah, because we're continuing building the board game.
And if you watched us last time, jump in. Like, let us know who's in the chat.
Yeah,
like,
watch
who's
the
out
VOD.
There. And so last time, the cool thing about last time, before the show, just to give you a quick, like, what is that? The green room? When we're hanging out in the green room. Exactly. We're drinking our whiskey. We're getting the show ready to go. We're like, we got to do something cool. What are we going to do? We had little to no concept of how we were going to use we knew we wanted to do something with AI. Yeah. And we said, all right, we're building a board game. Yeah. That was it.
Right.
Now, as of today, we have like fully fleshed out details of a board game. We have a board to show you tonight.
Yeah.
What it might look like.
Adam.
Yo, what's up, guys?
Our #1 fan. Stealth Mouse. Adam has been sharing things with me in the Discord, maybe just text. But but anyway, they are fun and so cool, and I can't wait to do more of that tonight and like build it out. Because give us a preview of what parts of the game are we going to be working on.
That's absolutely. So first of all, we want to talk a little bit just about AI news. There's a few things that are coming out. We got some stuff about Getty Images. To find some lawsuits coming out.
Yeah, they got.
We got Google Bars released. We don't know a lot about this. We just want to talk about it and hear what we've heard and some of the articles we read. But in terms of the board game, we have a board potentially. We have some ideas on cards that we could use in the game, and then in between last time and this time, I've been really trying to figure out my prompts and how I can like conceptualize like walking towards building something that works. Because in AI, I got to be honest, Ryan, is like if you tell it to do something, it's going to give you a great version of it. But I started looking at it, I'm like, how is this board game going to be fun and how to work with it? And so I'm thinking of it as a tool. We got to take it to a certain part, but then we got to put a little bit of ourselves into it.
I don't know. All of my creative self is gone. It just goes into prompt generation, Adam.
All right,
that's what the AI has stolen from me already in the last 3 months.
And here's the thing too, is that I do want to have this conversation with you because I sit on a board for cybersecurity at the institution I work at, right? And so this security board, they're fearful of AI, and they're fearful of it for some I suspect good reason. Like they're building ransomware, malware with it.
Right.
There's a lot of bad, negative things. You can impersonate somebody with this.
Totally.
There's all these other things that you can use it for negatively. And so people, when they get fearful, what do? They like, how do we ban it? How do we look at this stuff? And so
cheating. I'm sure they see cheating as part of that too, right? They're in the academic sense.
So I like to balance it. I'm kind of a growth mindset. I don't know if you know much about that, but the idea of yes, you're a leader, network leader. And so the idea is that you can use it for some good. And so that's what we do on the show. We have fun. We use it for the tool that it can be, but we're going to intermix it with some Photoshop tonight.
Hey, that'll be fun.
If you're into Photoshop,
totally.
This dude.
Well, and I was just about to say I'm no Photoshop expert. Just because I work with people, Kathy, I would say is a Photoshop expert. But I can sling around some Photoshop if we need some Photoshopping done.
We're gonna Photoshop some cards tonight. I think that what we want to
like build some pieces. I'm excited,
and we need your help in the chat. If you start hearing about this and you play board games, help us understand some of this.
Yeah,
I actually got some ideas.
I need like board game theory people, right? Like I want because I need some of that. There's got to be.
So I use Chat GPT, and we're going to talk about that, how I was able to get to the theory. Good. I think that's it.
That's the run of the show, because we're not doing video games. If you want to see us play video games, show up next Thursday.
That's right.
We're playing through Halo Infinite. We're playing through it on Legendary, and we're kicking its friggin' butt in, I think.
It's been really fun. I got to be honest.
Fun.
I look forward to it. It just didn't work out all like talk show and then straight to video games. It was
hard.
Like
it's
two
too long.
shows. It was
too
two
long.
shows.
And we want to hang out more often.
Hell yeah. So. Oh, I just want to point this out. I'm wearing a new shirt that I just got. I came up with this name, by the way. So this is the department. Talon. Talon's one of our leads in this department, but it's the link. It's a thing. It's called Learn, Innovate, and Network. This is part.
But then what's the C?
Center. It's a center.
But then you didn't add the C to the logo?
Did you not get your shirts? Did you not get your shirt? You had to order it. I ordered. Somebody sent me an email.
Customer service. This is like live customer service about these freaking shirts. And
I think mine's
also,
too small. So
why? Yeah, why no seed? They just felt like, the seed.
It actually is supposed to be Learning, Innovating, and Networking Center. And I used to think it was something else. Like I actually had
because you thought it was like a sentence, right? Learning and Innovating Network Center.
This is the marketing way of trying to make it look all good and everything.
Because if you made it too long, right, then the font is going to be tiny. So we got... like Adam's merch getting slung in the chat.
We need to get a double drop down shirt. That's what we're gonna get. We're gonna get on that. All right, let's get into the show. Oh, one of the things that has come up this last week, and I think we talked about this before, was who owns things that are produced by AI?
Man, I had some people brought that up. I had a team thing today where I showed a bunch of people and blew a bunch of people's mind with ChatGPT, and some questions came up to me at the end of like, how much of that is like, do we have to worry about that, right? Like how much of it is, just kind of an amalgamation of everything that is on the internet, and how much is like actually from people and their styles if you tell them to write like that. So
that's a good question.
And I did not know how to answer it really. I was basically, so what would you, if somebody came up to you and said that, what would your response be?
We're in a gray area right now.
Yeah.
In my opinion, that
totally.
And here's the thing, Isn't this what life is, though? We've just been doing it in our heads. Like, when I go to write something, like if I'm at work and I'm I gotta get this. It's
not brand new off the top. It's not. Yeah. You're not like I'm not going the wheel.
And copying. Like I'm not like copy pasting somebody else's stuff. But what I'm doing is I'm like, well, what has somebody else written for this research paper? So I can kind of get like a framework for how it's done.
Yeah.
And so what I think we're doing in life is we're cutting down the amount of time it takes to do certain things,
why it's so hard to make it like a thing that you can sue people over, because it's exactly how human beings do it. No one is making any of that shit up like off the top of their head. They're reading a bunch of things and they're putting it together in their own little like garbage way. And so the way that ChatGPT, you could be like, now write it in the thing of Father Christmas, and now write it in the vein of Mark Twain, and now do it like casual, and now do it like you're writing for the State of the Union address. Like doing that is like how you would tell someone to do it, but it would take them hours, and then it just does it in seconds, which is hard.
Well, and so I don't know. I don't know the answer, but you know what I do know is that I don't use AI from a simple request, and I think a lot of people in the initial thoughts are like, you put in 3 or 4 words and then you get a report and then you just put it out there. I like to work it and use it as a tool to suss out those details. And let me give you a quick example of how I used it. There was somebody that gave me a response or a question about some conflict that had happened recently. And they're like, how do I approach this? And I had in my head like an outline of what I did. And so I said, hey, ChatGPT, can you give me an example of a response to somebody that would address this issue? And I threw it in there just to see what kind of response it gave me. And it gave me some bullet points that then started to evoke my thinking of like, oh yeah, I like that, and that. So then I followed it up with like, all right, remove this and add this. And then by the end of it, I had something that I kind of like, I felt like I collaborated with that ended up being kind of a piece of me and obviously a piece of whatever it's been trained on.
See, and you know what I think is like, I mean, that's how it's getting used right now. Right. So what does a more advanced version just know Adam better so that it's able to like create that thing that you wanted without so many intermediate steps of prompts, right? Because it knows sort of what Adam wants, right? Like, because you think about like, you only get those so many tokens that allows you to like keep a string going together. But what if that token started the moment I was born, right? And it was just one long continuous stretch of an AI knowing me and hearing everything that I've ever said and wrote or anything like that and know about me. And then it would be like, man.
Well, who says that Google and everything and behind the scenes aren't like taking your profile of search history and saying, all right, what is this guy gonna like? And 100%. Like, let's make content specific for this dude. We're gonna be like, it's so gonna be Wall-E.
Like 100%. We're headed towards Wall-E. Called it. Wall-E. I'm calling it right now. Wall-E in 10 years.
10 years?
I'm gonna be Wall-E-ing it up.
All right, so let's talk about Getty Images, though. I want to jump into this.
Okay.
Have you heard? So if you've heard about this, so Getty Images, I don't know what you think about Getty Images. I've heard people talk mad smack about it, but it's like a humongous online repository.
Gigantic. Just the biggest stock photo site.
And so they sell
and they bought up everything else, right? They bought iStock, right? So Getty owns iStock, and then iStock owns a bunch of like free places like Unsplash and things like that. I'm not exactly sure what the lineage of it down, but it feels like one of those. Oh, like everything is owned by Mars bars, right? Like every candy.
Yeah.
It's all the way down. So they're the ones who are going to be the most litigious, right?
That's what happened. So here's the deal. The lawsuit is claiming that Stability AI, so that's Stable Diffusion, and Stable Diffusion, just as a quick like heads up, is it's when you download to your own computer and then you can run. You used Stable Diffusion. That's
all I ever use. That's all I ever use.
Adjust this a little bit. You're popping some peas there, buddy.
All I ever use is Stable Diffusion. And you run it off your own computer as long as you have the video card for it.
And so what happened is they said, hey,
like, look at this image. Look at this image that Stable Diffusion made. You think maybe you think maybe it could have got that from somewhere?
Me jazzies.
Right. And so here's the only thing that I would say. I don't even know. I mean, what it's done, obviously it's stealing from all of these places. Like, that could not be more flagrant, right? And how it does it. But I also think that sometimes it thinks that a big crowd of picture like that, right, might have a thing that says Getty. Like, all it knows is what it's seen on the internet, and some things that it knows has watermarks like that, right? And Getty Images has so many watermarks, and they're always in the same spot, and they always say it in the exact same way that, like, of course it thought at sometimes maybe that's appropriate to put there. So I don't even know if it's like that image necessarily is the thing that brought it out, as opposed to just like it's trained on a model that has so many watermarks like that.
So I did look at some pictures, and I can't find the Reddit version where they actually had some. That one look it looks like he's playing baseball and football.
It's baseball, football.
Oh my lord! And it looks terrible.
And it's very he's got like the Gumby arms.
So my thought is like, okay, it's a bunch of. I don't know where I stand on this because number one, do they own all these images? Now you can get like half-assed versions of them right now through the AI. I think that the thing is that there's now some legal battles that are starting now to go against AI. And so we're going to start to see what kind of legislation is going to come out in regard to our usage of this. So
because right now you're getting images like that, right? But in 5 years, we're going to be laughing at those images, right? Or even maybe even less than that, right? A couple years. Sure. Like, we're going to be laughing at that and being like, look how ridiculous that was, because now every single one of them that you make is like photo real exactly how you want it to proportion correctly and all of those things.
So I think
they're trying to get on top of it, right?
Yeah, I don't think there's any other images in here. So there's two in this one. And so I think one of the things they're claiming too is like, well, there you go. You see Getty's images, and you made the point. It's on every freaking one of their things, so that when it looks at it, it recreates that watermark. So I think at this point, my take is, I don't know. Is it an issue? Is it not? I think time is gonna tell a little bit as to how we're gonna go, but there's gonna be no stopping AI as you go. They're just seeing that their business model is getting totally wrecked because now you have a different way to create things.
I think what they're gonna try to do is go the same route as downloaded music went, right? When people were suing Napster and saying like, no, you can't do that because we need to be able to sell it, right? So you can't just give it away for free just because the technology exists. But I think they're gonna have a lot harder time this time, just because of how it's just like this amalgamation of styles and stuff.
Well, and that's the
I think you can't stop a single thing. And so then you either have to stop the whole thing, and then where it just you send it underground, right? Is you're never going to stop it, but it's just going to go underground, and you're going to have a harder time policing.
Stable Diffusion's on your computer already too. It's like it's already
it's
out
gonna
there.
go it's gonna go public, and it's gonna make $1 trillion, right? Like it's one of those things that's just it's gonna happen. So I don't know. It's tough. I am again always excited to see what the future holds, and every time there's one of these big leaps, it feels like even more nervous that humanity is gonna be able to like handle it, right?
Hey, we got something from Blue
Goo.
42.
Blue Goo.
What's up? Thanks for joining the chat today. So let's read through this. I think the way humans generate new art or thoughts are derivative of their internal model of the world, just like in AI.
Right? That's kind of what we're saying.
That's a really good point.
Totally.
So AI is a tool that lets you plagiarize or create unique derivative works. Depending on the model, the output, and the human creator. So yeah, AI isn't inherently like art or theft.
Well, it's something different, something good. Good comment. I am excited. Like, I have not been using the text to image stuff as much. Just it doesn't like come up in my normal life. So I'm excited to use it for this board game.
Hell yeah, it's gonna be worthwhile. I think it. So
I'm excited.
The Getty thing. We'll tune back in when we hear more, because they really haven't released too much in the details of the lawsuit itself. But I think there was something crazy like 12 million photos that they were saying that they scraped. So like, what are you gonna do?
Sense.
Like take 12 million photos and like how are you gonna prove that? Like, I don't know. It seems
they're
like
we have that many out there, right? They're just saying you must have done every single one.
Yeah. Well, and that's the assumption, but how do you prove that? And how does that actually go someone? So another development, and I think this is a thing that we just talked about, is we were saying ChatGPT is going to take over, like it's replacing Google. Google's out, right?
Man. So there's been some, some articles written about saying almost that sort of same thing, right? Or that if someone could perhaps, if a rival search engine perhaps integrated ChatGPT like style, search into that maybe they could catch back up to the reigning king of search right now, who is Google Chrome. I don't know. I've used it a ton for Google searches because I love it, because it feels like I'm sifting through the ads, right? I'm sifting through all of the paid SEO bullshit garbage that every single site has to do to be able to get to the top. And I'm filtering it a little bit through that. And yes, maybe I do have to check it a little bit more because it could be some BS or it could be old, but it feels like so worth it for the small things.
Well, I have some comments on that.
Yeah.
So first off,
do you not use it for that? You would say
I have not been using it for search yet because I don't trust it. Because it seems like some of the answers, but it gives me insights to things that I need. But
yeah.
Okay, quick heads up is what I think. So if you look at ChatGPT and you look at Google, let's start with some of the details. So ChatGPT, I don't know how many employees does it have? Maybe like a few thousand or 1,000 or something. And like, how many employees does Google have right now?
They do a lot of shit.
Yeah, but we're talking about scalability and availability to jump in and make things happen. With ChatGPT, there's been some problems at their scalability, like all the downtimes, the inability to make it work, all these other kind of things. Like you got to experience with Google, and they've already been working with what's called Lambda, and that's behind the scenes. That's behind this new thing called Bard that they're releasing. So I feel like they do still have some of the experience and ability to scale it up.
Because I feel like Google and Facebook's and all of them, they all have these large these data sets, right? That they're dealing with. I don't think they don't have these capabilities. They just have to build it into products, right? Which OpenAI didn't need to do.
But here's the challenge. Here's my thing about search in general. So we're gonna have to take a quick little diversion. Is that
to search?
When Google first came out, think about how the internet was out on the internet, out there. It was scraping. It was the Wild West of the internet, and there wasn't these walled gardens. And if you start to look at it, you got your Pinterest, your TikTok, then you got Facebook and Instagrams and whatever other kind of social media flavors you have there, and they're stuck in their own little buckets. So when you use Google now, Pinterest comes up and all this other crap, and you have to go into their walled garden to do it. So that's why those search results are starting to become not great in those search engines.
I could see that.
And so I'm just curious in like, how is a chat GPT going to be able to scrape some of the internet? Now, just like getting back on the topic here is like some of the ones that are a little bit more open. So I'm a big Redditor, for instance.
Yeah.
They have it open. You can scrape Reddit. You can get those answers. Sometimes when I would search on Google, I would say Reddit because then you would get the answer faster.
Totally.
You're using Reddit for that.
Yep.
And so I'm just curious on how AI is going to develop when it's scraping certain things. And if it's able to get into those walled gardens, maybe we have some better research or insights or thoughts.
The problem is like, how does it just, there were articles of like, does that just kill all those websites that were getting ad traffic and everything because people were searching for a thing, right? And it was going out and it was, you were finding that website and you were going to that website for a minute to see that little thing that you needed, and they had provided that service for you, and they got their 1 penny from you looking at their ads, and then you left, right? And they that's how they made their life. And now it's just going to be like a thing that goes and scrapes a bunch of stuff and then comes back. But then if those sites die out, like, what is it going and scraping then at that point?
Scraping itself.
We
need to put it.
But it can't be for, like for everything, right? Like new things need to come out and be talked about and have opinions made and things like that. Like, I guess it'll just be, it'll be listening to us and doing transcripts of our things and then repurposing art.
It's going to become like what is it? It's the singularity. Yeah, we're all humans going to die out. There's going to be like one AI that exists.
Why does every talk have to end in the singularity with you, Adam?
Philosophical singularity. All right, let's jump into some of the work that we've been up to lately. So I think before we really get into the heat of things, let's see here. Let's make sure we've hit all our points. The lawsuit, we got Bard coming out. So Bard, just to kind of finish out that topic, is like it's out in a way that's what is like a beta style. So you have to sign up for it, right? Did you sign up for Bard?
I don't think I did the
Bing.
I did the Bing one, which was integrating Chat GPT into Bing. So I'm on that waiting list.
We're gonna get up with you on Bard when we get that out. I'm a Chat GPT fan all the way, so we're gonna keep running with that.
Seems to be working.
But
imagine. Remember how we were like so on Dolly's, behind. We were on the Dolly train, and OpenAI, like ChatGPT is the Dolly. Right. And then as soon as other things came out, we were like, what? This old gross Dolly? I'm not doing any of that crap. I'm doing it all in Stable Diffusion. Right. I'm doing it all in Midjourney. So imagine what the next is. Google's one's going to put it to shame even further than that. I wonder.
It's going to be interesting. Well, we have a good question in chat here. So it says, it's really useful for research, large surface area. Yeah, I believe so.
Totally, I have used it.
But do y'all think students should be able to use the tools for writing papers and research? That's a great question. Because is it gonna dumb down people that they don't have to go dig in and like verify data? And actually, that group brings up a really good point. I almost forgot to say is that if we have a bunch of people in social networks and stuff just flooding the internet with some like conspiracy theories and bullshit, and then it starts to scrape that, like at what point do we lose the reality of life that we've like had and lived up to this point? What did I hear? Like every day or maybe every couple days, ChatGPT produces the amount of like literature or whatever that's been produced since the beginning of like time of written history.
Oh man.
And it was one of the fastest growing social or social networks.
No, it beat out Instagram first to 10 million users.
To 10 million, and it took 2 months.
Fastest to 10 million active users.
And like Instagram took like almost a year or something like that.
Yeah,
or not
I don't remember.
But it was ridiculous. I saw some graphs on this, and I don't have that to quote it exactly.
Talon in the chat was saying our programming teacher flat out told us to use ChatGPT to clean up our Python code. Like it feels it. I feel like you're just like up against a gigantic dam if you were trying to like be like, no, out of the question to even think of doing that, especially in this time when we haven't figured it out yet. Like I think maybe we just have to kind of like accept it and build it into things and do things. And maybe if that doesn't work, we'll have to be like, okay, universities need to be these walled gardens where you aren't allowed to do that, so that you can come up with your own things, and they're like cut off, from everything. And you're like, yeah, I mean, I
agree I see what you're saying. I just feel like it's the cat's out of the bag. Like, you got to use it as a tool. So how it's been used in the university by some of my colleagues.
Cool. I'll be interested.
They love it. They're like, now when we're doing testing or we're building case studies, like I don't have to go and spend $1 bazillion on this case study. Now I can kind of build up an example one real quick, or build an assessment that can have some great ideas on how to do it without having me sit there and make this up real quickly. And so, I don't know.
Is that to give you more? Are we thinking that we want that to give us more time to do more interesting things? Is it taking away the boring parts so that we could do other things? Or is it just making what we do easier so we just do less of it? And so we're just like, now I can do my job. It used to take forever, but now I can do my job
it's
in
like a teeter-totter. At some point, it's like we're going to be on a side where we're going to have to do a lot less. We're going to go on a tangent if we start talking about this.
That's
like
true.
Universal basic income and all kinds of stuff. We're going to have AIs doing this, and we're going to have to figure this crap out, because people's livelihoods are going to go away if this comes into it.
And the scary part is stuff like that of legislation takes forever, right? Yeah. And so this is not going to take that long. No, and so it's going to show up real quick.
Nothing forever. You should probably let us know a little bit about what that is. As you start building that up, there's a couple things we need to do tonight. So I'm going to first give a quick overview of where we've been with the game, and then I think we're going to hit up on the 3D printer, because I want to get a part printing for our game. So you can help us figure that out. It does have 3D printing on this show. This is creative night. We're going to be doing some, hey, what's up, Darth Goricon? Sweet. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to jump into... Goricon. It's like a
unicorn.
A gore unicorn. It's like a unicorn that got its horn ripped off.
I like it.
Yeah, it's a Goricon.
What part are we printing?
We got to print for the board game.
Yeah. Yes, and Talon wrote, yes, I knew that. The Twitch one that was doing the Infinity. Did you hear about that, Adam?
I absolutely did. Like, I found
Infinity
it within 2 hours of finding it. It was like a very angry unicorn.
That's a perfect name for that.
Hell yeah.
So they banned it, right? Because it said it made like a whole string of like anti-Semitic jokes or something.
It wasn't even that bad, but I mean,
whoa,
I don't want to get banned here. Well, hold on, we're not going to say what it said, but basically what I meant is that the joke was almost like it was self-deprecating themselves for saying, like, it wasn't funny to make those kinds of jokes.
I see. All right. Okay.
I don't know. It was very sus as to how that would have gone. So all right. Here we are in ChatGPT. If you haven't seen ChatGPT, let's take our name keys off.
You gotta get all that crap.
All right. So when we started, last time, we were like
2 weeks ago.
And first of all, you can, if you want to, peep on all my
IT alignment plan is just like Adam's gonna be like, how to get a bigger penis. Please, ChatGPT, help me.
That's what this new chat is right here.
I just named it new chat just to keep it on the DL.
So as we were saying last week, we jumped in there and we were like, what are we going to do in terms of a project? So we love doing projects on the show. Part of this idea is that we come together, Ryan and I talk like probably once a week, pretty heavily. Mm-hmm. We'll chat each other every so often.
Sure. But Discord, if you want to hit up the double drop down Discord.
Yeah,
we love talking in there.
Give us some topics. But what we decided last time, let's make a board game. So one of the first things is we do play board games, but we're not I wouldn't say experts at building them in any capacity. No. So one of the first things that we started with is it just explains some different board games.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Like, what are they? What are we going to build?
We started with what type of board game? And what did I think we went with adventure game, right?
Yeah, so here it is. So what are some cooperative adventure games? Because we wanted to do one where we can kind of work together on it. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm going to skip forward a little bit because what happened is, we'll just give a quick idea, is that we ended up creating a board game about horror sci-fi Christmas board game.
Yeah, because I feel like I added Christmas in. I will say that because Adam had been playing Dead Space and things like that, so horror sci-fi came quick. But I thought we need something to make it like crazy and
a little
different, right? So we're not just getting the same zombies.
I'm gonna flip over to Midjourney for just a second, just so we can kind of take a peek into where we're at. Okay, we were in this one. We got to go to the right one. All right, so in our Midjourney, and I'll just kind of click.
These are like character portraits.
Yeah, I think this was the first one we got, and I can't remember what the prompt was. It was like create a board game cover art that is a Christmas horror sci-fi. Yeah. Like a manhunt game meets trouble. So this is the first one we started getting out there, and it's like a Assassin's Creed snowman that's using I
love his like he's got some like Edward Scissorhand compass hands going on,
and he's getting some shit down. He's like gambling at the same time. No, he's plotting something there.
Weren't we saying that was like it wasn't snowman-y enough?
Yeah, so
I think that. So
we got to this, and I think these ones started to come together really good. Yeah. So I just want to make sure we got some imagery out there.
Yeah, I feel like we could just like scroll through some of these, and everyone can see kind of where we're at. I like that one.
I love the like snowball that's floating there.
Because like he wants to roast the marshmallow. Pipe. He wants to roast a marshmallow like it's a thing. But he's so cracked out he doesn't even understand what's happening.
Yeah, this is great.
Look freaky. It does look very Dead Space.
Well, it's like
I feel like the snowmen were better than the elves.
Yeah, the elves. The elves had like too much of a zombie theme. But here, let me skip ahead a little bit because we did some elves. Okay, we did some
gingerbread. H.E. Higley in the chat like called out for gingerbread. Wanted gingerbread. It's good. I love how towering he is. He's freaking Aztec style.
It was looking good. All right, so I don't know if you were here for this. Let me see here.
I didn't know that we did some Mrs. Claus.
We did Mrs. Claus and like a crazy
because we wanted
Santa
robotic Mrs. Claus. Because this is all things ChatGPT came up with, by the way. We didn't come up with these.
They were
the majority of them.
We were going back and forth. We were like, we want Claus in it, or Mrs. Claus, or other kind of things like that. So I think what ended up happening is I don't think you saw this one, or maybe we did. Yeah, we were trying to come up with a logo or something for the game. I actually like this snowman down here. It looks a little creep. All right, so we're going down in, and at some point, okay.
Yeah, this is new stuff to me. Adam was sending me
I don't
things.
think you saw this one. So let's open this one in a new.
I think I actually did go through these in the Discord, though.
Oh, you probably looked in the Discord. So this is my first shot at it.
What would you say the prompt for this was? Because I like how this one has Christmas in it. I feel like we get away from Christmas in some of the later ones.
So this one, well, that's true. So it's like top-down horror Christmas sci-fi research facility
board game, and because you added Utah board game.
So I liked. Let me go back to the this one here. Like I liked this what is the isometric kind of view, and I didn't even think about it initially. Yeah. One of the things I loved about like some of these other ones, if we zoom it in really crazy, is like something like busted up out of the floor, and I was like, that's perfect.
Totally.
So one of the themes that we got to in the game, and it says it a little bit later down, we like said, hey, what's the summary of the game? And they were like, Dr. Frost was doing research in an Arctic research facility and brought his friends
Christmas
over.
magic exploded out of he was trying to harness Christmas magic for his own
and so his guests got stuck in the research facility and now we got to get out. There's the board game.
That was it. Yeah, that was the theme. Like we basically last time we got sort of the theme, we got some imagery, we had some characters, and we had kind of like the basic idea of what kind of players were going to be doing inside of the game, right?
Absolutely.
Like, what did we hit on? Like that they were trying to like shut off. Wasn't it like they needed to complete tasks to be able to find clues to get out of the research facility.
Yeah, basically escape the facility and then alert some folks so that they can be picked up and get out of there. Yeah. So that was
the classic a thing. It's thing.
So what I found is as I started like digging in, like I started getting more and more off track, and it felt like definitely board gamey. Yeah. But like what I didn't like is it felt like too much like Clue or
I was gonna say very Clue like.
Or like the game Sorry in a couple areas. I really like the circular versions of things. And then I nailed, okay, this is it. This is the first one that I actually really liked.
Oh, down bottom right.
Bottom right. And actually I think I have a full version of it right here. So let's just take a look at this one. And the reason I like this one, actually I'm going to not zoom this one in that much. Let's open it in a new link. Is this one, what I liked about it is I thought about it and we put Christmas in there, right? And so you just said it wasn't Christmas-y enough.
Yeah.
But it wasn't necessarily like the board game needs to be Christmassy. All the parts and pieces you put in it have the Christmas theme.
I feel like it still needs a tree in the middle. Right?
Oh yeah,
like,
you need a tree.
I feel like it needs
like
some things just to, because it has to tie into the theme. You don't want it to like feel completely different. But I agree, it doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be 100% Christmas. It could be this, because this feels more like a normal research facility or whatever, that it just got like wrecked with some stuff, right? Like some bad things went down in this research facility, but none of it feels like that could be at any time.
It doesn't have place. So this is where I think like humans still have a place, because we can kind of like humanize it and put some of those Christmas pieces. And I think we need to think about that. For now. And like next week we may be different. But...
What I liked about this one too is it felt like there was a above like board that you could be on, right? Like those look like pieces that you could be like on top of here, right? Like as if you were walking above, like you're looking above and you're being like, holy shit, the monsters are right down there and like I need to be up here. But then you could also jump down and be like, oh, okay, now I'm like, now I'm going in and getting stuff out of the refrigerator or whatever the hell that thing is.
We got to get a ladder card so you can get up on the wall. Yeah,
nice.
That's how you
and
get
you're
up
just
on
like,
there.
Boom, I just play my ladder card because the monsters are here,
But one of the things about this one is there's no doors. There's like little to no doors to get anywhere.
Well, and this again is the thing where you'd have to be like, keep bringing that in and adding stuff to it and like in painting it and things like that to be like, okay, here's where the door is going to come out and everything, which I think we should do, because you know what? Like I have not done that much in painting or like messing with very specific edges of things, and I think that would be fun to learn.
Ooh, yeah, like so you can cut out pieces instead. Put
and
this in here.
And now be like, instead of this, like add this section in here, because we would just look up amazing, doors run down something until we got a sweet door that we liked, and then we would in paint it into the wall over there.
And we would use like I remember doing that in Dolly. I don't know how you do it in Midjourney. Like Dolly does it. Dolly 2, right?
Yeah, Dolly does it. We'd have to
play with it.
We're not there yet. We're not there yet because I feel like we haven't nailed the exact thing of it, but I do like that one.
So here's the deal. We're going to continue and we're going to talk a little bit more about some of the other imagery here. That's just a little teaser. We'll get into it. There's some other cool ones we'll get to, and we'll probably produce a few more tonight.
Yeah. But we definitely got to be. I have been jonesing to do something because I don't have a Midjourney like account, and so I sort of like
check out these cards.
Oh, like magic cards, right?
Hell yeah. So we're gonna,
like it definitely knows what a magic card is.
We're gonna build a card tonight.
Cool. Yeah,
that's one of the things I think we need to do.
Like, why do we even need me in Photoshop? I think we talked about me being in Photoshop, and it's like,
because I think what we want to do here's the problem. Every single time you try to put some
garbage,
text
right?
in here, it's a bunch of bullshit. So
well,
I think we got to do is like
fix that.
We got to like fix it up.
We gotta chat GPT that text in there.
I tried. It's hard. So it's not the greatest. But what I want to do, and like I'm going to skip down to here. I was trying to come up with characters to print for the board.
Yeah, we need physical characters.
I thought those were pretty sick.
It's pretty good. That's pretty good.
I mean, but they're way, way, way more detailed that they need. But I definitely like the Christmassy theme of him.
One chain with just like a little ring at the end. Yeah,
he's with that.
She's not robotic enough, though.
No, but okay, see, this gets more to like a board game piece. But these are going to be, why is freaking Deadpool in there? A version of Deadpool.
That was the worst one, the top one.
Out of all of them.
What is with that snowman freaking tree cake?
Yeah, and this one's like all right, it's out of control. So what I wanted to do, okay, we're going to skip away from this one just for now, because I figure I want to 3D print something, not because this is what we're going to use in the game, but this is for just to get some sizing down and start to see what
how detailed can we make it.
So we may have to pull in Talon for some 3D printing with his
chat. I don't know. Is there a good? Because I have not found one on like places that have little AI experiments that you can do, like Hugging Face and stuff. Don't they have where like here is an image and then we make it into a 3D object?
There's an AI that does it.
Yeah. So that's what I was saying. Like, and that's on Hugging Face, and we tried it. Remember one time, and then one time I showed you like I did the one of me like going like this, but it was very odd. I was wondering if there was any better ones of those, or like maybe I would even pay for, if it was like, hey, it's like a couple bucks and you could take this picture and make it a 3D model.
What are we trying to figure out in Midjourney is a question. So, Midjourney, for one, this is going to be the graphical interface. So there's like 3 things: a board game. What do you call it? The mat, essentially the game board.
Right, the board.
And then we need cards.
Yep.
So we wanted to get some graphics on cards that you pull out. And so they may have, let me give you an example of a card. You might pull an action card. So action is,
that's right.
This
we
is something
this
you can
out.
do.
We did this. Watch anyone new should watch the VOD on this, because we go through a bunch of like what the cards do. In fact, we almost need, can you go to ChatGPT right now where it knows the entire thing and give us like a beginning of show summary?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Of like
sure
what the game is, and
well, I mean, I think we got it pretty much.
Look how fun these are. These are good.
This is where we were landing it. Like I feel like they're simple enough, but still like really I need this like a 3D version of it.
Yeah.
There's a name for game.
Top right. God, these are all good. I feel like especially top right with this little companion like thing, whatever that is, that cake or something.
It's like a little like mini snowman. He looks like he has a bomb on him. But yeah, that one looks really good. So what we need to do, and what we're trying to do right now, is I want to get a piece just because I want to have some physical parts. And so here's the idea is you play on a Midjourney. Totally, like give us some prompts, or if you want to jump in our double drop down, you can jump in that as well. Discord. So you got to, I think it's double drop down at Discord. We may have to throw the invite in the chat in a minute here. Okay. But what we want to do right now, or at least what I know we need to do, is have a physical rendering of some of the board. And so part of the goal today is to get kind of a general card design, start printing it out so we could do some playthroughs of what we're going to do.
Yeah, because I want to be able to like physically touch it, Yeah. I feel like that's a big part of it, right?
It's a big piece. So
like that is...
What do you call those things that are on the boards? They're like, I know they're game board pieces, but
MC Pinks. Yo, what's up? MC Pinks?
Yo.
Yeah, what is it physically called?
There's miniature? A name for it. There, yeah, it's like
that's like
it's not a miniature.
Like a game piece? Is it just game piece?
Well, it's not a game piece. Like there is a word for it, and then you can like search it up. And so we're using printables right now. I've been getting away from
Oh, really? New place. I don't search for enough 3D models to have a new place. I just use Thingiverse.
All right. Yeah, well, Thingiverse, you search the word cat, and then you ended up like with car parts and shit. It's not the worst. Really? Well, I put board. Board. Give me some boards. All right, I'm gonna grab something and print something out because I just need a something like a character that we can move across the board. Yeah. And I need like basically 2 types. We need the protagonist and then antagonist, so we can start doing this. So
who are the hero? Who are like the people who are the protagonists of this game? Do we know yet?
They're just
scientists.
They're scientists
in
friends of Dr. Frost.
Are they in? Do I pick one and I get abilities for that person? Like, do I pick the medic or do I pick the?
See, this is exactly what I'm thinking.
Okay, cool.
So they're like little dwarves.
Yeah.
And like this is about the quality. Oh, perfect. This is exactly what I was thinking. It even has it. And so I want the characters to be able to like pick things up from rooms, and then have to get to place things.
Nice. Okay, so this one is set up. It's set up for little coins, basically.
Yes. So, okay, I think this is a perfect time to talk about some of the ideas I had for the game.
Okay.
So one of the things is we've got a lot of this down. Yeah, Santa versus bad children, maybe.
Ooh, yeah. Like I love this sort of like the like a screwed up holodeck like thing, right? Where we're all children versus crazy like depraved Santa.
So
Okay.
I'm gonna keep this one. Yeah. So okay, first thought is I've played a lot of cooperative adventure games. And so one of the thoughts was, like, let's say you shuffle up a deck, and the deck has action cards, and then, like, event cards, and then, like, item cards, right? So, like, an action is something that you can, like, an action you can take. So you could, like, you could stab something, like, with a candy cane sword. And then, like, an event card would be like, something happened, and now
is it good or bad? Is the event card? It could be either.
It could be either, and like it would be more weighted towards bad than good, but you'd have a couple good things in there that you'd be able to do. And then you would have so we talk action, event, and then like an item card, like you would be able to hold something.
Is that like the ladder? Is that like the ladder that would like go up into the second area?
It could be a ladder,
like
or it could be like a rope or something like that.
All right.
Then you'd have your little tokens, like your play pieces, and then maybe there would be certain like items you can pick up in a room. So let's take a good example. So you start with the game, everyone's like in a room. We figure out a starting space. Yeah. Or maybe everyone's separated.
It's like Left 4 Dead style.
Or everyone's separated in a room.
Okay.
And you have to all meet in a room. Yeah. And like once you meet in the room, that's where you're able to pull out like you're kind of like what you need to do to get out.
Yeah.
And then once you decide that, either of you all have to go and collect something in one of the rooms. Mm-hmm. And so that's where every turn you're kind of collaborating, like, okay, if you go this direction, you go to this direction.
Right.
But the antagonist is like, and I've seen a couple games that do something similar to this, that every time you do 2 moves, it has 1 move closer to whoever the closest person is. So like the bad
so they're already like on the board. Are these like, we already have sort of like, you know, bad, right? Like the robotic Mrs. Claus, and we have like the elves. They're already like positioned.
Maybe
on the
there's
board?
one, because we always said there was like the main snowman. He's the bad guy.
Oh, that's right.
And so he's chasing you, and he can like trap you or kill you.
What happens if you trap and kill someone? Can the other 3 players still make it to the middle and have off. Things?
So like maybe they get trapped
in
a room.
You get rezzed. And then get rezzed out of that room.
But you have to go and like save them, and then at that point when you get to the room, like you have to have 2 people in the room, and if you roll a dice or something, like if you get get a certain number, like you fight them off and you can escape.
Did you try to run this through ChatGPT? Did you try to get like this granular with it giving you things?
The reason I didn't is I absolutely tried to.
Okay. We should look at that, because I would be interested to see like.
Here's the problem.
What you did.
ChatGPT. Okay. Whew.
No, it's experiencing exceptionally high demand.
No. It's still good.
They're scaling their systems.
But here's the thing: we already have it here too. So we already saved everything into a Google Doc.
Get a new coin, maybe randomly swap out. That would be cool. I like that idea too.
To do what?
Like did you see we got from the chat? It was like,
yeah,
like it would like randomly swap out with something else. Like I like the idea of those coins being things that like, I don't know, either give you like extra abilities, like have you move multiple spaces or something, or finish things quicker.
I think there's a lot of like an opportunity of like carrying something and then being able to use that something. Yeah. Or the thought was like, there's got to be some what do you call it? Like once you get something and you're in a certain part of the board, you could potentially lose it. But if you get into a safety zone, that's where you collect it.
Right.
So you have to go out, and it's like scary because it's really risky to go get the thing. But once you bring it back to the team, then you're getting like, my thought was, are you building the key or like a canister or a bomb to break open the door? Totally. So you have to get these spread out. It's like a Resident Evil version of that sci-fi horror.
Nice.
But
I like that.
So here was the thought.
We just had to. It can't be too complicated, right? Like I feel like it's always like a million things complicated.
Okay. Let's just look at some of the action cards. So like, I said 50 item and action cards.
Man, wow.
Just to get some ideas, like health potion heals characters by 2 health points. Fireball spell deals 3 damages. Some of these feels like straight rip offs on things. Like they're not even Christmassy, but like a poison dart. So I think I went down in and I was like, I asked
encounters, right? So that would be like things that happen. I feel like it has gone. It's all necromancer layers and
evil warlocks, all these different things. So I was trying to get it continued. And so here's the thing is, okay, here's a bulleted list of 25 items for the Christmas Horror of the Snowman's Possession. So I got it back on theme.
Okay, yeah.
And so these ones started to make sense where it was like, candy cane sword, festive weapon, used to fend off zombie elves.
Yeah. Okay, so now it's back on. It knows about zombie elves because I remember we added that too.
Coal, a heavy item that can be used as a blunt weapon or block paths.
Oh, so like blocking paths is a cool way to think about like the bad guys doing things to sort of like block it off. So see, that's what I love about this, right? Is like I might not have thought of that, right? Mm-hmm. But now doing it in like in my brain, you know, our stuff can make it, you know, fit into the what we're trying to create. I don't know, it's neat.
And so the problem is it's too broad. It's like the depth has gone so deep that we got to start making decisions. And so I just want to track through what my mind in this point. So I was like, all right, how do you keep track of all these elements? Like, what do you do with the game? And so then I was like, it's too much. Describe a simple method for players to keep score. And so I was like, how do you keep score? How do you do this? And so as I start to get to it, I was like, man, I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. Explore that more.
Right.
So then I finally got to the point was like having them write the rule book, got the rules here.
Did it seem fun or at least even make sense?
It does.
It makes sense.
But the problem is that I don't think it makes good board game sense.
Right.
I don't think
or it's not fun, right? It's not like,
I don't know.
Would it even? Could you even play it?
Could you
even play it? Okay.
It's like it's to the point where I don't know. I don't know how to play it because the rules like don't contradict each other. It's like they just spit out a rule book that the rules do not intersect with each other in a way that actually
wait. Okay,
makes sense.
Scroll up then because I want to see like where, like go up a little bit more so I could just see like.
Okay, let's look at gameplay.
Yeah,
this
like,
is a good one.
Yeah, like
this is great. Setup. Assemble the board and place in the center of the playing area. Which there you go.
Sure.
Shuffle each deck of cards, place them near the board.
Yep,
makes sense.
Yep. Nice.
Oh yeah, good one, Talon. 90% you're making it not fun, and then when it is, release it.
Yep, it's that. Can you get that loop of fun, right?
Hell yeah, and that's what we're getting at. We're homing in on it.
Yeah.
But here's, like you said, we had to throw some chips out there, get some ideas going. But check this out. So it gives you the setup, place the tokens and everything near the board, everything it needs to do. It seemed way too generic.
5 action cards and 3 items cards is what you get.
It is your starting hand.
Place the combat tokens and score tokens near the board. Read through the event cards and place them near the board face down. Read through them? I don't think you would want to read through them, but okay.
No, you read through. Well, yeah, that's true. That you might not want to read through your, but maybe the ones that you have.
Yeah, okay, that's true.
But so then it was like, what are your turn actions? Like, how do you do this? So you draw 2 action cards and an item card. Then you move your miniature, and then you perform an action. And so it was like, this makes sense. You do these things, and because I got to be honest, I am not a big fan of dice moving games. Like, I don't mind having a dice as part of the game, but I don't like it to control my movements. I like the idea that you have 4 or 5 actions that you do, and the first one is maybe like you can move 1 or 2 spaces.
So
and then the second thing is you pull an action card, and then like maybe the roll the dice is to like be like a chance counter, like you go left or right, but it's not like making you move on the board. I think there's too many games that you have the dice
but I could be like, I'm gonna play 3 action cards. Is that like, and then you could be like, okay, so I'll just move because I'm hauling ass now.
Right. Yeah. And I think that's what we got to figure out. What's that fun? So, and then it breaks it down. So as you get through this whole game, we got some good stuff. Why not characters with mixed stats that equal out to total set?
Right, because it's collaborative, right? So if you like combine everyone's stats,
I completely think that's where we're trying to head. Is that you want, because you got to build it at least for 2 people. I think it's like a 2 to probably 6 was a stretch. So I was like 2 to 4 was I think what I was shooting for.
Yeah, because
then you can balance some.
That
skills.
Board looks like a 2 to 4, you know.
But what you would do is if you played with 2 players, you would still have to play with 4 characters, but you would just have to move 2 of them at the same time.
Oh, I see.
So you'd have to kind of play it that round. But okay, here was the thought.
Yeah, because the only bad thing at this point, it doesn't say what you're fighting or like what you're trying to do with those moves and actions, right?
No,
like,
absolutely.
are you killing something? Is something coming out of something? Is it already there?
Here was a funny part. where I asked it for about special abilities, and it just put blank things, and I was like, those special abilities were blank. And it was like, I apologize for that oversight. Here are 10 special abilities.
Love that. It wants to make it up to you. So, sorry, sir. Here's an extra 7 on the house.
Oh my God. And I feel like it's like there was a point in here where I said, like, strip out the theme and tell me how this game would work without a theme. I need to know it just from like a completely unknown perspective, so that we could actually build it out.
And what was that? What was that like?
Well, let me see if I can figure that. I feel like it's deep in here, so I have to go.
Because you're up.
I'm going back because I went to the bottom. I hit the bottom here.
Okay.
Do not suggest. Tell me the exact directions for players.
Do not suggest.
Because it keeps saying, like, I suggest you do this. And I'm like, come on. Right. You got to tell me exactly. Wait. What did I say here? I said, the fate of humanity depends on it.
Perfect.
Of course, I was trying to, like, get it to
be
go.
dramatic.
So anyways, there is a lot of content here. Yeah. It's not that I haven't read through all of this, and so it's way too much on the stream to go through with everyone. And so I appreciate the comments that are coming in, because you're helping kind of like direct where we need to go. Totally. So I think what we're trying to say is that we got an idea that was board game, and it's blown up to like a gazillion things we need to do.
Right.
And so now it's that point where we got to start cutting and distilling down to some parts. And so I think some things that we want to do, because I kind of want to jump into some more of the funner design things at this point, because I think we got a game here.
Yeah.
Is that we need to maybe create some ideas on what an action card would look like, so we could do a run through of the game.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we're landing right now. So what I'd like to do is like go and find, so we know that if there's the Christmas horror, Snowman's Possession is the game.
Yeah.
And let me just go up for just a second here.
It came up with that title too, right?
It did. It came up with all of that. So I think this is where I said using the last 2 plays. Okay, let me just see where it was, because there was a part, and maybe I did it outside. Without the theme is basically what I said.
Control F this thing.
Oh yeah. That's without theme. Okay, it doesn't have that in there. Let me look up theme. See if theme comes up. So there's 1, 2. So what we're trying to figure out is, did I have it rewrite it? And it may have been in a different one that I did this. Because I didn't want to know, like...
But strip away the theme.
Okay. Is that way? Yeah, but strip away... Okay. This is it. This is perfect. Thank you. Good idea. Control F for the win. So I said, strip away the theme.
Yeah.
And just let us know how this game would play out. So, because like I was like, all right, Christmas elves and snowmen and all this other bullshit.
Right,
like, give it down to this level. So this will give us direction of how we can maybe build some of the cards. So it was like a game board, miniature characters. We got that. We got to get a printout going soon.
Yeah.
Game pieces, like a generator, a locked door. So that was what I was thinking about the doors. Is maybe it's not on the board, but you like print out a door, or it's like a card and you put it in certain areas, and that's where the doors are. Because then you're not like stuck with the same board every time.
Right.
You can have it like
and we like that idea of it like coming and climbing up onto different like levels almost of the boards. So that sort of goes with that too, right?
So I think this distilled down version gives you the best shot at building the game.
Yeah. So what does it say about enemies? If a player encounters an event,
they must complete that objective.
If the player encounters an enemy, they could choose to engage in combat or try to avoid the enemy. Like how would they get to an enemy? Is someone playing the enemy?
No, so that's what I was going to say. So imagine this. Let's say you have 4 people in 4 corners of the board. And then the crazy snowman starts in the middle. In this example, every time a player makes one move, whoever is closest to the crazy snowman, the snowman makes a move towards the closest person. So it's like essentially chasing that person. And so you go and make a move over here. Like maybe you duck out and you get in a duct and you're in this other room. And so now the closest person's over on the other side of the board. It's like it's always chasing towards you and you're running away. And you're like, oh crap, it's going to get me. And
an event could be like oh, he found a vent and now the snowman is over here on this part of it. You have to move him, and then everyone's like, holy shit, now he's over here.
Or he's used his magical spell to bring in the zombie elves.
Right.
And they have now appeared in this room.
And they get 6 turns, right? And they're at these spaces in the board, right? Okay, absolutely. I could see that. Yeah.
So that's how it pans out. And so you're basically, you only have that one crazy guy, because that's the one, like, maybe that's the Dr.
And he brings in, and he just brings in bad luck to get those events.
It's bad luck to get the events. Yeah. So I think that is it. Like,
I feel like that's
reading through it, I think, and that wasn't 100% Chat GPT, but like they did say a character would do something or chase you.
Yeah.
And so that was like, that's the only way I can think that you would like have them do that with those event cards. So let's do this. Why don't we go in and create maybe like some of those either event cards or some encounter cards, or and just get a general gist of what that might look like.
Because I think if we did like one of each.
Yeah, so let's go back to the cards. Where did I have those? I feel like I had
well, do you want to print something? We should print something.
We should,
so that it can be going.
So I think what we want to do, and I love this because like there were some really good ideas for cards. So when I started looking at it, and what I'm gonna do while we're getting this is number 4. I kind of, now that I look at it, is I'm going to upscale number 4 on this one. And the reason why is all these other ones look like magic cards.
Whereas that one doesn't, right?
It has still that kind of like, so what I'd like to create.
It looks more like a board game card.
Is we could create the template for it. Use Midjourney to come up with the character. Use Photoshop to drop the character in.
Yeah.
Use ChatGPT to put in the description.
Yep.
And so it's just us assembling what the AI has done. Totally. Is essentially what we're coming up with.
Yeah. And I like the idea of it giving us, like, it could give us ideas on what the overall style is, but then we can build it ourselves.
Hell yeah.
Right?
All right. So help us figure out what the 3D print. So like, I feel like we came up with this. We got the dwarves, which are kind of cool.
Yeah.
So should we just do that? Let's
just
do a dwarf. Okay.
I think so.
All right.
That feels like easy enough. You know,
fair enough.
He could easily be a big fat, research worker.
All right.
Or child. the children being chased by the bad
Let's
Christmas.
See here. Which one do I want? I don't really care. I want this one. What is this one?
What does he have? Like the shield?
I guess I'm just gonna randomly pick one. I'm just gonna pick the first number 1. Number 1.
Caverna workers better?
Yeah, we're getting that one.
I don't know what the.
All right. We're jumping in with some of this guy. So let me get my slicer up.
How big? Do we have some kind of? Do you got your calipers? Like, how big are we gonna make this guy?
Right here.
Perfect.
I don't know. Let's see. Let's see what we can do.
I mean, board games are big as hell now. I don't know if you've seen any of those, but man, I feel like they're gigantic. Even my son got one for Christmas, and it's like a pirate one, Plunder, and that thing is big and heavy and everything. So, I mean, I feel like they could be.
I'm going to just print it as is. Look at this guy. Oh, this is perfect. Like, it gives you a good sizing. And so what we can do is start measuring this as we start to build our things. Are we going to need
like an inch and a half tall? Like, how tall is it right now?
That looks perfect in size. Like, I don't even think we need to change anything. The only problem is, like, how many overhangs do we got that we're going to get this thing going on? I don't know.
He looks good right there. I feel like the printout that I saw in the actual 3D print looked like shit compared to this cool model.
Let's see. Automatic supports. I'm going to throw those supports in.
Yeah.
There we go. I think that looks fine.
Some of those you be able to get those out from behind his back?
Yeah, they'll be fine. Because they're not actually solid when I do this. So I'm going to print this one PLA. And it's prepared to print.
How long do you think that takes? You think an hour?
Hold on a sec. Let's see what our settings are before we do this. So infill pattern, infill percentage 20. Yeah, 20's fine. I think it's perfect.
Just say how long it'll take?
It will in a sec.
Oh, okay.
Probably it'll be quick. 1 hour and 28 minutes.
Ooh, close.
All right, we're going to be good. All right, so let's export this. Oh, crap. I got to go get my thing.
Is this getting this started, turned on?
Just launched. Nobody saw it. That was awesome. I launched the card across the room.
Wow. Oh, because you like the spring sprung it out of the thing.
Happened to hit it, and my finger flung off of it and it just shot it across the room. That's great.
So that was the SD card that was plugged into your 3D printer, right? Yeah, and now you're plugging into the computer.
Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So we're going to call this one...
Not Abdo Glasses Complete.
Yeah, we'll call it...
For anyone new to the chat, Adam prints his own glasses that he wears. These custom babies. Ooh. That's right.
All right, Christmas horror character.
Not really. Oh.
But enough so we know what it is.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get that guy going. So Ryan, you got to vamp a little bit, and
all right.
And we're gonna talk about this. I think I got it saved in there. All right, we're good to go. Wait, I want to see if my 3D printing camera is good. It is.
Looks great.
And I actually have this too.
Yeah.
So we can look at that for a second.
We got plenty. I mean, so for anyone new to this process, it's got to heat up, right? The bed's got to heat up. It's got to make some loud fan noises, right, Adam?
Definitely
loud fan noises. Oh yeah, I forgot you even have a mic over there.
I have a mic over here.
You got a whole freaking stream deck over there.
Yeah, you could even see me over here. We can do all kinds of stuff. So, oh wait, that's not the right one. We want this one. All right.
Yeah, I feel like for the amount of work and just flat out cameras in that corner.
We kind of got to use it.
Yeah.
So right now we're gonna level the bed on this, right?
Yeah. Well, we're gonna be using the hell out of that camera or the mounted camera from above when we're playing our sweet game.
We might have to set this up, and we'll do we'll do our next stream, not our next one, but one of our streams from a bar, and we'll have some of our friends from chat join us when we start playing the game. That would be a really fun way to do this.
Yeah, we'll test it. Do the first real life test.
All right, we're set off for printing, so
easy peasy printing.
All right, back into it. Where are we at?
Yeah. What stats would we want to do?
I think that's the challenge too. It's like, how are we gonna give like numbers? And this is where it gets too complex. And so here's the thing: we got to do the kiss principle, right?
Because you don't want to write anything down. The coins that go on your back are the thing, right? Like that's just everything that you're carrying with you.
So here's what I think we need to do. All right, we need to just get an idea for cards. So Ryan, you're gonna be jumping into Photoshop here. How would you want to approach building out this in Photoshop? So what we got to probably do is download or something with one of those other photos, right?
Well, I would think that that you would start with like what size is a card that we want to do, right? So like, see, good suggestions. Movement, stamina, I like all that stuff. Like this is just playing card size, right? So what is a playing card?
Well, playing cards are going to get like the regular.
Yeah.
Okay.
We just need, because like that's what size they would be, right? Isn't that too?
Yeah. Let's get some. I'm going to get my little scratch paper here. We're going to write some things.
3.5 by 2.5.
Okay, 3.5 by 2.5.
And so we're just going to make a new. That's 3.5. No wait, the opposite way. 2.5 by 3.5.
Okay, so we got some suggestions here. We got hit points, movement, and stamina.
And we're going to physically print these out. So we're going to do them in CMYK and 300 DPI.
Are you going to do it at the exact size, or do you want to have a bleed?
Yeah, we'll probably put that on at some point.
All right, we can do it from now. So here's the deal: is that wait, let me grab this real quick because we did a Midjourney thing, remember? So we redid that card. So let's see how that came out.
Oh right, you upscaled that one.
Okay.
Nice.
Wait, can I just...
Is that like... Does he have a wand? Or is that like a weird extension of his hand?
Can I just paste this in here? Yeah.
Perfect.
There we go.
Done.
All right. We are complete. No, that can be your base for it.
Yeah. I think... because are we planning on... doing these is this an event card, I guess, then?
Bastardizing it.
No, see, like yours, oh man. So Photoshop changed for a while and said, you know how yours normally you would hold shift, right?
It's alt, right?
And so now it's just nothing.
Oh.
Just pushing it in and back and forth.
Because they didn't want people bastardizing things.
Well, but then people said, we don't like that. And so they changed it back. And so now, I don't know, maybe that was a setting that changed on my end, but now I have to hold shift again. in Photoshop to get it to.
So let's just talk about what we like about this card. And so, first of all, I like that there's first an image of it. And obviously we're going to talk about the details. But that red skull almost tells you something, right? Like maybe it's like this one's really deadly versus maybe one that's yellow that's like an elf or something or whatever that might be. So I don't think we can make a prototype card, and then we'll adjust some of the pieces of it.
Yeah, so like this almost feels like a player card, right? It's saying like it's Santa and here's everything about Santa, right? And then here's Santa's attacks or whatever, something at the bottom. But what I think is, if this is like an event card, right? Wouldn't it have like this would have, if let's say the main character is Frosty, right?
Yeah.
He might say, "Oh, this is a really bad card. You have Santa being called down upon you now," right? And so the event is evil Santa is here now. And so I guess it could say a little bit about what evil Santa is, right?
Sure.
And then what he does, and his is movement based or something like that, right? And so he can run really fast or do something. Like I guess that's where that extra little like colored red piece could be, right?
I think that's where we need to head. And so we got Darth in chats mentioning like mixed stats that equal out to a set. And so I agree. I think we got to do some balancing, and that's going to be the hardest part of this.
Yeah.
Is the balancing of this, because if you pull out like a bunch of cards are just going to nail you. You're going to be done.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I think what you could do too, and I've seen this in games where you can kind of sort and you like, all right, take 5 random of the red and 5 of these kinds. And so you have maybe like 10 enemies, but then you kind of like pull out those. And sometimes harder versus not. But I don't know if we want to get
like
there
how
yet.
hard it is depends on how many of those event cards you add to the stack that you're getting, right?
Yes.
Like, so I could see that.
So I think what we need to do though is like, those will be details that are going to come out of it. And so let's just have placeholder areas to make that work. So we know we want a character on the card.
Yeah.
And we know we want some sort of, what's that, the red area. So that's what we need to kind of build out.
It's
in
like
a layer.
We need, if this is an event card with characters showing up, right? It should be like, here's the character that's showing up and here's what they do.
Yes.
You know, so because I want to hear fun things. Like it's fun to flip over the Santa card and hear, you know, cool prose that we're going to write in here about like how, you know, how scary he is or his background or whatever. Right.
So let's start doing this. Like we need to clear off all this little stuff on this side. Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know how you do it. I'm like a constructive Photoshopper. Like I don't like to have anything that, gets messed up on pixels. I want a version of this to always save that. So I'm going to take that layer there. I'm going to work on this layer.
Okay.
And then how I would do it, and then maybe I'm completely off on this. This is like my ghetto way, is I would put this here, right?
Okay.
And then I would go to the arrow tool. Oh God, did you have and put the transform tool on it, and then just, oh shoot, why did it go so high?
Watch. Because it's scaling it.
Oh, you bastard. I see. Okay, so then you just pull it across. See?
Oh, flawless.
So nice. Wait, then how do I...
Enter?
I have to like commit it. I have obviously not played Photoshop in a minute.
I think it's just taking a minute.
Look at that.
Oh, perfect. Nice.
See, like, and then
Easy enough.
You just got to do it a couple times. At least that's how I would attack it. I don't know.
Right.
Is that the same way how would you have done that?
No, I would have lassoed all around the edges and then just deleted it, because it would have smart deleted probably it away and kept the color, if I had to guess.
All right, I'm doing a really bad job of this right now. Okay, so I like where this is headed. All right. I was like, Ryan's driving Photoshop.
Yeah.
Right, here's the thing. You do this. As you start this, we're going to take a quick peek at our first layer. Oh, crap. I got to go get this thing out of here.
What happened?
I just wanted to make sure that it's laying down this first layer fine, because it always spits out a little bit. Thanks for Talon for this filament. I'm using the crap out of this PLA. Oh, look at that. That's looking beautiful.
Beauty.
It's a beaut. Let's see here. Do you have, let me see that, the calipers here. These aren't really calipers.
They're not.
35 millimeters.
What?
The base is 35 millimeters. That's the diameter.
Okay.
All right, welcome to the chat. Who's ever joining us up? We're getting our card all expertly cut out. Oh, we got to cut back to Ryan when his work. We're building a board game. If you're joining us just now, and we're also using your help. Oh man, you left a little bit of that.
Yeah, it's some of that. See how I got like cut into it?
Yeah.
It doesn't like that. That's okay. We'll just go like this. We'll just brush it in.
So I think Ryan, you got to help people understand what we're doing. So Ryan is like, this is what he does for his like, this is not just him dinking around with Photoshop. He works as a graphic designer professionally.
That's right. Yeah, God, you know, not as much as I do anymore, but plenty of Photoshop still. The thing that I like about this is I bet we could
that was an expert little move, whatever the hell you just did right there.
So right, like the patch tool, right here. Look, it's doing the exact thing that we were doing here. What if I move that off to the side and then there was just grass there? Is the exact thing that we're doing here.
Little GIFs that show you how to use it.
Yeah, exactly.
This used to take like hours on end.
It was like impenetrable for only the most dedicated. Oh, see, but now I can't.
It's too big.
Right? It's too big. It's too big.
I guess you could have done it halfway and then done the rest of it.
Yeah. I think how about that big?
So what I like about the card is the fact that it's going to have kind of the two areas. So I think the question next is, where are we going to put the stats? Probably down at the bottom, right?
Yeah, I would think that that's where you would sort of, you know, have, like, this feels like the flavor area, right? Like this is where I want to do Santa, like, oh man, there we go.
Okay, so I want to make sure we're respecting some of this chat. So we have, I always have a hard time like saying everyone's name, so I usually know what they're. But Darth Goricon, did I get it? Darthacorn, yeah, Darthacorn has said that for his game that he's, or her, or whoever, is making a game with 5 points per level to be mixed among the stats. I think I need more, like, understanding what that is. I do not have a lot of fonts in here. These are, like, defaulty as hell.
These are going to be the default.
So we may have to go get another font.
We'll
download it.
Yeah, we can find something fun at some point.
We just need to get something in there.
Yeah.
Just keep it like a... I think this would be a serif font. Though,
yeah, it totally would be. And we're just putting it. We're just putting it in placeholder. We're just.
So here we got to go back and grab some of the text.
Yeah. All right, let's do it. Should we switch it out?
Yeah, let's do that. Let's go and grab something.
So let's say we had Santa as an event. An event.
Is he? No,
it's
a character, right?
Like.
Okay.
Because it's almost like you pull the Santa card and now Santa is added to the board. Wouldn't you think?
And what happens with him? Or like where did they go?
And then there's some flavor text about who Santa is coming in, and then here's what he can do below, which is every 2 moves, Santa moves 6 things this way and steals 1 item from every player or whatever.
All right, let's see. And we may have to just ask it for this.
Yeah, I think so.
All right, let's see what we got here. Item cards. I think we called them encounters, right?
Encounters. Okay.
Let's see where our encounters are. Looks like there is a character encounter. An event or enemy search option. The event card will describe an object, event, rewards, and penalties. Rewards and penalties. That's probably some areas that we need to put on that. So
I wonder if we should have like a Word document where we put like the actual like things we like, you know, so that we could sort of be curating like as opposed to a dump of it, which is like, here are the top items, and we just add things when we like it, right? Because I feel like we're having a hard time. We're like searching through ChatGPT.
Well, and this is the whole point. This is the whole point of what we're doing. It's like 2 weeks ago we had zero clue of this,
no,
and now
no,
we're like balls deep into like creating this
in board game creation.
And so I think what we need to do, this is our first card. This is what we're doing with it.
Yeah.
But we gotta find is I already asked it, like, what are those cards, right?
Yeah.
Okay, here we got our item and action cards. It's got to be close here. Okay. Anecdote, frost spells. Oh, here's the encounters. But the encounters don't talk about, okay, giant spider. I love that there's a spider in this one, but this
is random. Like, you're like, give me 50 things. And it's like, oh, man. All right. Spiders. Oh, yeah, because you were like, they're not Christmassy enough.
Rudolph's nose, a bright light that can be used to temporarily blind enemies. I love that.
It's an item. It's an item thing, right? Like, that's the thing that you would play right when Santa's about to get you. You're like, ooh.
Like I was like, here's a Santa one. All right, let's talk about this. Let's just ask ChatGPT. We haven't asked ChatGPT anything.
I know, right?
So, create a card. This might fail because I haven't let it. Here, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna refresh it so it doesn't mess us up.
Would that happen? What would happen?
When you leave it on here, I think it keeps it like. What am I trying to say? It like. It's still active. It's connected to their network, and then it'll like time out. So create. What would it be? An encounter the evil Santa encounter card.
Yeah.
Card with point levels. What else?
Like a description of the character.
Description of the character. What else?
What actions they perform against players.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
Okay.
With what were the point with hit point levels or let's try that. Let's just
or like or like any special abilities?
No, it would be like not hit points, but like I guess hit points. Like how much do they damage?
How much damage are they doing if they get you? Right.
I'll do damage hit points.
That's what hit points are, I think.
All right. What actions they?
Is that doing magic?
And then what else?
No, I was like, do they have mana? Are we collecting mana and they're doing magic and things like that?
And then
I don't know.
And how much do you collect when you kill them or something like?
Yeah, like what does it take to defeat him, and what do players get when they do? It's maybe an awkward way of saying that, but maybe it'll get it.
I'm gonna type here. Does it?
I might have to
take to kill. Go for it.
Take a break for a sec.
Go for it.
Okay, I'll be right back.
What does it take to kill him? And then what do you collect when they? And then what do you collect? When he is defeated. All right, got it. I think this is a good one. Let's see what this gets us. Evil Santa. Ooh, 10 points. The once jolly old man Santa Claus has been possessed by the evil spirit. Now he terrorizes the Christmas party guests with his corrupted powers. Ooh, fireballs. Shoots a powerful blast of fire that causes 2 damage. Whiplash. His magical whip to knock back players. This does not seem very Christmassy. Oh, a present toss, though. Throws a present as a player, causing them to lose one of their items. Oh, that's nice. Okay, when Evil Santa is defeated, players may collect the following items. A magic key unlocks secret areas on the board. Reindeer antlers. Adds 2 strength. Santa's sack contains powerful items and weapons. You can draw from Santa's bag of goodies. Yeah. I'm not liking his actions. The fireball and the whiplash. Like, is that Christmassy enough? Okay, so how can we add that into there? Christmas cookies equals escape or remove an evil enemy. I like that one. All right, give us, let's see here. More Christmas actions against player. All right. Let's see what this gives us. What the? Will check the player's actions throughout the game and decide whether they have been naughty or nice. Oh, shoot. If deemed naughty, Evil Santa will attack with his cane. I love it. Fruitcake Fury. Evil Santa will throw fruitcake at players, causing them to slip and slide, forcing them to lose one turn. Jolly Jingles. Evil Santa will play his jingle bells loudly, causing the players to lose focus and become disoriented, making them lose 2 actions. Hateful Ho-Ho-Hos. Evil Santa will let out a series of noxious laughs, causing the players to become disheartened, reducing their attack by 2 hit points. The Nasty Nice List. Evil Santa will present the players with a list of what they believe to be the naughtiest players. The players must work together to convince Evil Santa they have been good or suffer the attack of 4 hit points. Oh shit, you missed a good one, man.
I love this idea. It's like Among Us.
Coal Conundrum. Evil Santa will offer the players a choice: receive a gift of coal or suffer an attack of 3. What is the coal? You're like, I'll give you that coal.
That doesn't even make any sense.
All right. So here's the deal: is we got it.
Series of obnoxious laughs.
It was the hateful ho-ho-hos.
Oh, God,
I love it.
Wow. Okay, what did you learn about Santa?
Okay,
Evil Santa.
So let's start here.
We need a better name than Evil Santa, I feel like, but
we're gonna just call it Evil Santa for now. We're blocking this out. So I think this is how we're gonna have to do it. Is we're gonna have to kind of like keep tweaking at a couple like main characters. And I think you're right, Darth, is that we want it to like throw another kind of character at you. We talked about that earlier. Is that like? But I think the main Snowman's Revenge. Snowman's the main guy, and Santa's just like one of the lackeys of this snowman.
Yeah. He's not like, I would say if there was a tier list though of bad event cards that you could pull, Santa's at the top of the list.
He's pretty close.
Right.
He's one of the main.
He's got to be the worst. You're like, crap, we got Santa. You know.
I mean, my only idea here is like maybe Santa is inside of the snowman, and that.
Oh my God. Santa was inside of us all along.
He got frozen in there, and then seeing like he's
busting out.
And that's so when
that feels like the movie of this game, not necessarily like the board game.
That's the dramatization
the
of it.
Cinematic universe of
look at the Last of Us characters here. Yeah. You melt him. You're like, oh, we killed Snowman, but no, underneath the snow, it was Santa all along.
Dun dun dun. Sequel.
Evil Santa. All right, so I think we got a good start here. One thing I didn't like is that these didn't seem Christmas enough. The present toss was badass. So actions against players was like Fireball, we should change that one. Whiplash, nah.
No,
but
sucks.
Present toss
is pretty fun.
Throws a present at a player, causing them to lose.
Because he's got to have the bag with him, right? And that's what he's like throwing out of, like some gross, thing down. Nice. Poison mistletoe. I like that. Or like Futurama, where he's like, not my mistletoe, my toe missile.
All right, so I think you have enough to start making a card here. Oop. All right, so let's do this. You're gonna copy and paste from here into your card. So let me just do this. I'm gonna put ChatGPT here for you, and then you can copy and paste.
Okay.
So I think number one.
So Evil Santa.
We'll call him Evil Santa for now.
Okay, Evil Santa. And we're just gonna put it in as, because we're not even thinking about the style of it yet, because we just need to get in this wording and make sure it fits and it's the right size ish, and then we'll play with more things.
All right, I'm loving it. And that's gonna have to be a little bit smaller.
He's gonna have to. Oh yeah, because
Stealth Mouse is all into snakes. What's with the snakes? Christmas-like snakes? Snakes on a plane? Anacondas?
I feel like Research Station. Lots of snakes.
Yeah, you may have like uncovered like a deep frozen ancient snake that's come out of there.
Okay.
All right.
Did we get more than one description, or this is the
description for now?
Okay.
It's looking good, Evil Santa.
Okay, so there's Evil Santa, and then come on, Adam's computer.
Oh, is it? Oh no, I think you gotta hit enter sometimes.
Isn't holding Alt? Doesn't that duplicate it?
I don't know. You're gonna have to Control C, Control V.
Weak. No, see, there's something.
You haven't like committed the you have to hit enter. I don't know how to use Photoshop. What do you think this is here?
Yeah. Now nothing? See, there we go. There's my duplicate. Okay. Yeah, it's like weirdly making me commit to things, which I normally don't have to do, I don't think.
This is super default. This is what you get when you get... Oof.
Yeah, what?
Bastardization.
Well, like...
Here, hold on. Let me make sure the 3D print's going okay. Man, it's going well. Look at that. It's fast.
Oh, man, that is sweet. It is doing well.
We're 23 minutes in. Can you believe it was 23 minutes ago we put that up? Oh, my God. All right. We're doing good, though.
Okay.
We're on our path.
We're on our path. I'm just going to delete that.
I think it needs like a number because you got the hit points. And so I think that should be like up in the description.
Yeah. Because I was thinking, oh, you think up in the description? Like, would it be... Would all of the information about all of like his points and what happens to you and what happens to him, would that all be like in a section of it?
I could see it like in a, like I would think, and I'm going to do another layer here and, well, let me just explain it. You do it like in the corner, like we saw in some of those other ones, like the corner has it's like a triangle and then it says a number in the like 10 or something.
Is that like a, is that something that that's how many hit points he has?
No, or that's how many it takes to
kill him.
Oh no, that's a good question. I don't know yet. Yeah, you have to use that many points to kill him. You have to hit him 10 times, or you have to use 10 hit points, right?
Yeah.
To defeat him, he's a 10. He's tough.
Right, he's tough. Yeah, I can see
he's
that.
The top one, right? Because we were saying that before, and then he's gonna dole out points at you, and those will be bad.
Oh my God.
It's just not set up like you. You got yours all like tuned in.
Mine is set, and
you're gonna
Photoshop is like the worst one too for all that.
What, setting up the pieces?
Yeah, just having it set up in a very specific way. But I do think, like, these cards are gonna probably have a ton of information on them, right?
That's fine.
Like, they're gonna have... It's weird that I have to commit it every time, but something like that, right?
Yeah, you got it.
And then it'll almost have to have like a whole section.
You should save this right now. Just save it to the desktop. Just hit save. We'll use what?
Don't show me that again, please.
Super defaulty.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just do it as untitled for now. Okay.
I'm bad about that.
I'll change it up. That's my job. Keep everything together here.
Okay, because I like the idea of something up here, right? That has
10. There you go.
10. Right. So make this white.
In bold.
Yeah. Just to block it out, right?
Yeah, we're not getting to fine detail today.
And then we probably need a section, right? Like somewhere that has information about it, right? Like,
well, we have the details here, so we got to figure out, because I think the evil Santa description, there's a lot, because you got to say, you know what, we always could turn it around too. No, because then you don't want to know what it is. You got to like pull that out. Okay.
Yeah, no, it can't be. So let's say this was like slightly smaller.
Got to think about ADA, Ryan, because it's going to be hard to read.
I don't give a fuck about that right now.
All right,
I got to see if stuff fits.
Bring up the evil Santa just a tad. I know you're using some room around it. Okay, no, that's good. I see what you're going. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, you need like something that,
like,
you selected everything.
somehow. No, I think. How come isn't this just? Shouldn't it just be this I'm selecting?
I have no idea, but it has everything that's around you. You got the marching ants around you.
Yeah. Okay. Unselect that. Select this. There we go. So I think this probably needs boxes inside here too,
or just,
right?
I can imagine it like little, what do you say, graphically? Like you have little bar charts in there, like it's all full up, like how hard he is to beat, like the items you need to beat him with, right?
Right. Well,
like his vulnerabilities.
Like, do we need? Like, do we need little icons to go in there of like, oh, this is how many hit points he has, and it has like a hit point, and then it says 3, right? Or like the shield icon or whatever. Like, what are we trying to?
Well, let's ask ChatGPT.
Okay. I'll let you.
I'm the ChatGPT guy. All right, let's jump.
Whatever. We could.
We'll just ask him. Says defeating those evil Santa will allow. Okay, how do you defeat? Okay.
Yeah. What is evil Santa weak to?
Yeah, there you go. What item cards?
Or situations? Or
what item cards or actions?
Or actions. Yeah.
Are needed to defeat evil Santa.
That son of a bitch. We're coming for you.
Specific cards. Okay, the magic candy cane, reindeer antler. You could always get that from him. It's too wordy.
Some of the recommended item cards and actions to defeat Santa include. Yeah, it's
okay,
because it's almost like we're going to have cards that do 3 damage, right? We're going to have like gingerbread shield blocks 2 damage. Like those are the item cards that we're going to have. I think Santa needs like 1 big attack or something, or like he does this during actions, right? Every time this happens, a player moves or a player goes in a door, Santa does this thing. He moves 6 places, and yeah.
I don't want examples. I want exact bullet points. It's writing a paragraph.
Refine the response and explain the hit point damage.
So it's saying, like, for example, if primary have a weapon item. Okay, so I'm gonna say don't give examples.
It's funny. It's like talking to a person. Right? That sort of knows everything about everything. Like, you could not just go to a random person and be like, explain everything about board game. Like, this would have to be the most patient, like, but also sort of dumb, like not street smart. Just smart on sort of everything, giving it to it on the internet. It's kind of where ChatGPT is right now.
All right, let's see if this gets us.
Yeah, I feel like telling it things it shouldn't be doing is. He's like, yeah, here you go. This is malicious compliance. Malicious compliance from ChatGPT. It's like an elf kick, 10 fucking hit points. What else do you want? I don't know how to make it any simpler.
It's good though. These are good. We just gotta to get the points there. So I like this. So what we just need to do is get it to Santa's level. So if he's a 10 point, you can't have all these. So you maybe
can't
drop.
Have Rudolph's notes can't be 30. But it almost doesn't even matter at this point, right? It's like, what can the characters do to you? Do they hit in a big area of attack anywhere near them once every 3 turns? Like, I feel like it's stuff like that. Like, how would you keep moving the bad guys, right? Like, they just move towards you.
So he catches up, and now you're there. Now you're in a battle with Santa, and so you have 3 things on your card that you could do. And so, let's say you have your action card, and your item card is a candy cane sword. And so your candy cane sword could have, like, and this is me making it up on the fly here. It could be like
5.
You could bonk him on the head, and that takes off 1. You could stab him, and that means like 3. Or you could like combine it with like your other card, and that takes off 5 points. And so, like,
why would I ever use bonk instead of stab?
because how you would pick it is you would have like a dice or something and you rolled it, and so based off the chance you get one of those things.
I see.
And so like you have the capability to.
I feel like that's the we always get back to like the thing. It's like that's what we need to tell it, right? It's like what is the.
But we
can
put that
dice
in
and doing okay.
I think we're getting to. And so what I think is think about where we started last time. We asked about board games and what the hell they are. Right now, we have so much at our disposal. Is that what you were saying before? Is like, how are we gonna like get this to a point? And I think we started to get it to a really good point. We got descriptions here. Right. We're gonna have some more with the Evil Santa like parts. Totally. So we just got to come up with a couple items here, and it's gonna change. We got to think about it being in flux a little bit.
Totally.
So there's going to be 3 things that could happen to Santa. And so remember those 3 attacks I just made up off the top? Yeah. Like, what if those were tiered? Like, 1 is kind of like not much, 2 is a little bit more, and 3 is a little bit more. Right. And so then so if you get the 3, like, it hits on one of those or something.
Yeah. I could see it. I like the idea of like 3 different types of attacks, and then whatever you roll, like rolling for Santa's like attack, right? And he does that to you.
Yeah, that's how
versus,
you.
Like,
and so you're
what you can do to him,
exactly,
right? Or run away or things like that, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
So it almost has to have like. Okay, let's start.
So then like let's say Santa has two attacks, 3 attacks.
Let's do 2. Let's do 2. Makes
2
it
attacks.
Easier.
2 attacks.
And 1 has to be like, because he's hard. He's a 10.
Yeah.
And usually most of our attacks are 1, 2s, or 3s.
Yeah. So we want to like his attack, right? Like we can.
Ooh, yeah, I like the sword. Look at Candy Cane. Well, I mean, I guess it does have to be an attack.
Like, you got to be able to recognize it as that. Because I doubt if we put, like, this is in ChatGPT. If we put Candy Cane Sword, it's not going to come up with anything.
Yeah, of course not. I mean, we do have a Mid-Journey, but let's just use this one. Are these all free?
Yeah, well, so I pay for the account,
okay.
So which is $60 a year, but you can do it with this if you
just do attack. I think that makes sense.
Like, we're just using it for whatever. Dude, can I not do it as?
Can you just or you have to log in? Why don't you do this for now?
I think. What if
wait,
I just
wait? Whoa. Oh yeah. You can try. Actually, I was gonna say go to just go back. I know you want the SVG, but for right now, can we just like take the icon and just like rough it in? Use Actually, let me show you something.
Can I just do that?
Let me do this. I'll show you a way to do this. Got to use it in my browser. You're in dirty Chrome that takes up all kinds of our resources here.
Oh no!
You got to use it in Firefox, Mozilla Firefox, because I got all my little things on here, and I'll show you how I do this real quick. So I use my little awesome screenshot, and I'd capture a screenshot, and then I'd edit this little guy down to like this, and then I'd crop it, and then I just go done, copy, and then I guess you paste it in there.
And then multiply.
Oh shit. Oh yeah, and put a multiply effect.
And then multiply.
See, I know my way around a little bit. Now you learned a little trick.
Good enough. Good enough for now. Okay, so he has an attack, and then are we doing something else too? Like, is it 2 attacks or is it?
I think it's 2.
Okay, so it's 2 attacks.
And you almost need like little squares to say what it is. So his first attack is his little one, and you want it to be that one. And then and his other one's really damaging.
Did we have Santa attacks that we liked from chat?
Yeah, we did. Scroll up just a little tad bit. Because remember, one of them was the Christmas one. Keep going up. One more. One more. Well, you could use those too.
Hose.
Yeah, which one's the best? Naughty or nice sounds sweet.
Naughty or nice.
But there was one other one above too. What was it?
Coal conundrum.
Present toss.
Present toss. I like it.
Coal conundrum.
Coal
But
conundrum.
But conundrum doesn't seem like it.
Yeah,
The nasty nice
alliteration. But the alliteration is so delicious.
Yeah. Jolly Jingles. That was.
They were going for all alliteration in this.
All right, grab naughty or nice, because that's a classic Santa move.
Yeah, I feel like that's in. That's bedded in. Okay.
And then, so if he does a naughty or nice, you get what? Like, you got to put a number, right?
Yeah. Is it a number? Is it like a
I mean, you can have little blocks. I think for now we can block
little
in a
blocks.
Number. Like I was thinking, each block indicates a hit point, right?
Do you want to do it like this with? Like, I don't know, blocks that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. We could probably do it with like little presents or something, like
some
Christmas theme at some point.
Yeah, we could do it at some point.
They should probably be like red because you're like they're deadly.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Because then below is what you're gonna get. Like this is how he terrorizes you, and here's his moves. Okay, this is starting to come together. Now it's starting to make sense to me. You gotta commit.
Oh, I gotta commit. What? There we go. See, committed. No. Yeah.
And then the other one has to be like.
And then, like, doesn't this need to be?
Until you have to commit again. I see what you're doing.
You know, like is there, you know, here's the maximum attacks or whatever, or...
I think it's the opposite, though, right? Like, you would have... For now, I would just put the little... Like, you would say there could be 5. You're going to do this twice.
Yeah.
This one has 3. So if he pulls the naughty and nice on you, you get 3 hit points gone. If you pull the jolly jingles, you get 5 done.
Yeah.
So yeah. I don't think you need that first one done. And I know you can't have to commit because you're gonna have to hit enter. Every time you see the little like,
it's weird that because it makes it so you can't just grab it normally.
I think you're too used to Illustrator. I think that's what you're.
Because you think it should be like that.
That's fine for now. Let's just say naughty or nice is 2, and then you pull those other ones down.
Okay. And what was one of the other ones?
I don't know, Jolly Jingles?
Okay.
All right, what do you think, Chad? If you're still along with us here, is this card starting to come together?
Is this for us to play test this?
I think it's starting to get good because good night, Heather. Love you too. Okay, thanks for giving us some snake ideas. We'll maybe integrate a snake at some point. Pull one out of his bag.
Scary. What? Let's say you go to the zoo. What animal are you most like actually afraid of?
Lion?
The lion.
Those things mess you up.
And I feel like a lion. The thing about a lion is like you really see. You're like, man, that is a really big, heavy animal. And if that thing was like on top of me, I would not be having a good time. Okay, so
eventually I think we're going to have to balance this out a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think what because we're not going to have to do all this craziness for every card. Now we just got to start swapping out characters and
exactly.
Filling in what they're going to
get. This is what like an event card would be like, right? And that's not perfect, but like then we can sort of move that around and be like, okay, does it need to have more things? Does it need to have less things?
So we got to figure out what you get.
Yeah,
that's the part. So I think that's your like what would you say? Let's go back to chat. We got to get this. This is like creative process on display.
It is.
My Lord. I love it. I love it. So, okay. No, this is this. God, I'm going to mess your name up every time, Darth. But it's the bag. It's the bag.
Oh,
so
right.
you get his bag. So you loot his bag of what?
Okay,
Something like he drops his bag of presents.
Oh yeah, totally. It's like a loot bag of presents, right? Like that's what it's got to be loot. It's got to be some kind of like Santa bag of loot.
What are we getting from him? So
yeah, like what could you get, right? Like,
and what do you call it? Is my question. So there's the defeat.
Yeah.
Defeat. Santa's sack. There we go. I think this is like what you use. We call it Santa's sack. So this is, I don't know if this says defeat, and then we'll have to figure out what that means. So
yeah,
it has to say like defeat.
Yeah, it has to. Yeah, is this okay. Yeah, so we could, because that feels like too much room to be like, give this a thing that says like, this is the bad part that's happening, right? It's like too big.
And we can adjust that for sure.
So this would be the name of the what was the spell, or what was
Santa's sack.
Okay.
Collect, and then it could be similar to what you do over here. It's like what you're collecting. Man, we're like making a crazy game. Like,
yeah,
in a year from now, when we're have our new company double drop down board games. It's like the new Christmas magic game. Oh,
it would be like, wow, it was really serendipitous that I chose that stupid ass prompt a year ago.
Of having man.
Horror.
I mean, this is fun. I gotta say, like, this isn't the game that I expected us to be making, but it's freaking out by Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, do we think we need something like this down here for what it takes to get him? Like, so if this is what he is dealing,
yeah,
right?
What we have to do to defeat him? How does he get defeated?
Yeah. And is that just? Do you think that's written out more, or do you think that needs to have this same thing? Like, what is his weaknesses?
No, because our defeat is based off of our rolls on our card and our character.
Yeah.
So what we're trying to say is, this is what you get.
Yeah. Okay. So that could be.
So you like pick up 2 item cards, and like Santa's sack is like, you got to get some cool stuff.
Right. We need like a. Do we need a 1-sentence description for Santa's sack?
Yeah, put that up there. Let's chat.
Yeah.
Remember, we have AI at our fingertips, Ryan. We don't need to use these brains.
God, believe me, I've given up on it a while. Okay, so then it would be like this, but then probably. Why does it do that here? That is killing me. Like, how do I make this smaller? Like, what?
Because you have to go in edit mode. Like, as you're touching it, like, double click in there like you're editing the text. Now you can do it. There you go.
Oh man, I feel like we have moved beyond me having to do that every time. Okay, so I'll just delete this. And so then down here would be something similar to this.
I don't know if it's similar, because you're not. You're just like saying get how many item cards. It's almost like bullet points at this point.
Yeah. Well, it but it still might have something like this.
I think it would be a sack or like so if you have the icon, let's go find one other icon, because I feel like if we can nail this tonight, I think this has been our goal. We wanted a card template, and we needed a 3D printed thing. Let's go check on the 3D print.
Speaking of the devil,
it's coming along well too. It's in that beautiful filament nonetheless. Wait, let's see it from this angle. Which angle do I have? It's mini. Looks like
it's mini. Yeah, it is.
It looks so huge from this angle. It looks like it's like gonna be
right. Like, I'm gonna hold it in my hand as opposed to like grab onto the edge of it.
All right. What did you get?
So we needed the Noun. Oh, we were doing Noun. Well, yeah, we were. We were just stealing from it.
I wouldn't say we're stealing. We're he pays the account. Don't worry about any of this.
I do actually. We just don't want to log in to do it. Okay, so Santa's sack. So the two things, they definitely got to be different icons, right?
Yeah.
What what kind
one
of
is
things
a
are we
fight.
getting?
That's what he does. And then what is a get thing?
Like money, or what is like an item or something?
Yeah, and it could just be like a sack or something. Like, can you just put that in there? Just put sack for a second. Or loot. It's kind of cool though. Put loot in. Loot is a keyword in gaming.
Loot. Right?
The little loot bag.
A Santa sack
like
style.
A chest, like that makes sense, or something
right.
You're like getting something. I like that one.
Yeah. Okay.
You want me to, here? Let me do my treatment for here.
Can't couldn't you just
probably
copy image?
Probably. Nope.
It does not like that.
Because it's like SVG. Oh, there. No, that was the other one you had open. Here, let me get this. All right, I'm back on it. See, this is how we have to do this. It's like you could do one part, I could do the other. We're all good.
Perfect. It's tandem designing. That's why that's so popular.
Is that even a thing? No. We're doing it.
No.
We're inventing it.
That was the joke. There's no way that would be ridiculous.
Ryan uses his left hand. Adam uses his right.
Oh man, we have to sync ourselves like if we were controlling some kind of kaiju.
Oh my god.
Just one left hand side of the brain and right hand side of the brain.
We're kind of doing that, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go.
I'll let you do the rest.
And then we just got to multiply this guy.
And sizey. That was better too when you multiplied it this time. I feel like you're either learning something about Photoshop or you're just like shaking your heads.
I can't. Is this like an older version of Photoshop?
This is the latest version of Photoshop. This is cloud, dude.
Then I like.
It's got to be like. Look, it's all default.
It is, but maybe mine is just apparently not default.
You've modded the hell out of it with your things.
Because then, okay, I just feel like it does this weird thing where it's like forcing me to hold on to it, right? And then you're like, no, just click away from it.
Could be a bad mouse. I could have a really bad mouse right there. All right, this looks good. So you got your swords, you got your loot bucket. And
do we want something else, or do we just want like double loop? Like, are we getting?
You know what it would be probably is you would not get double loot. Like, it would be you get 2 item cards and then you do something else. Like, because you have to get that's where you get your key, right? If you defeat him, you get the big thing.
Yeah. So is it a key?
Yeah. Let's just do a key.
Why is this like the tiniest mouse in the entire world? It's like the itty bittiest little tiny little kid mouse.
You want me to tell you the real reason? Is if I plug in a mouse even by USB, it makes a terrible hissing noise, and I have zero clue as to why my setup messes it up.
No, I get that.
And I plugged that in, and I was like, all right, it works.
It doesn't make a hissing sound, and it works as a mouse. Wonderful. Perfect. I do know that.
This crazy setup.
Okay, we were doing what were we doing? What was it, Adam? What was the
key?
A key. Okay.
You got to get like a cool old school version of one.
Well, because I always like being able to sort of, because here's how you use these sites, right? Like, if this is the icon that we were using before, you can't go in and choose this one,
right?
Obviously, but you also can't choose this one because it's too simple. Right? Like, it's gonna look weird next to it. So you sort of have to pick one that's like the same kind of complexity, and in the noun project's case, they're not strokes, right? They're outlines.
Yep.
So if you want to make it thicker or thinner, you're not gonna usually get to be able to do that unless you can fake it, right? Like, that one could be good. It sort of looks like old school, right?
I'm
like this one. You like old school, Adam?
No, I was just saying there's ones that kind of match that feel.
I like this one.
Do it.
Okay, let's try it.
but that doesn't work, remember?
Oh, yeah. Wait. Save as image?
Try it. I feel like my method was amazing.
Import?
Place.
Open.
It's place.
Place.
You gotta cancel. No. The name of it was Noun Project. Got a fart MP3 in there. If you didn't watch our other stream, we used Chat GPT to make a fart button with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript.
It was pretty fun.
It's pretty.
It did it. It totally did it.
It works.
Okay, drag this over here. Oh, see, it's like I make the wrong decision every time. See, like we would fix this because it's too thick.
Yeah, but it's close.
But it's close enough.
And honestly, a key might be a little bit smaller. So you get some loot and you get a keys item.
Yeah.
I think this is nearly a print here.
Right. Yeah, we would have to figure out something with this. Like, what is this signifying? Because right now it feels like it signifies a lot, and it actually means absolutely nothing to what's going on. So, because that should be like, if this is whatever this is, should be like almost the main thing, right? Because it should be like, oh man, I flipped it over and Santa and it's red, so I'm trapped here, or I can't run away, or this affects everyone in all the parties, right? Like not just me, it's everyone.
You're absolutely right.
Something like that, right? It should be the holy shit moment if we even keep it there. But we could also just like cut it out of there and add something else to that spot.
What do you think? I mean, at this point, what do you think? It's looking good, right?
I do. I think like I think this would be a good template then for the other ones too, and then we can just sort of get these new awesome pictures, right? And we can even work on this, like going around the edges and pulling it up to like the whole thing.
And so what I was thinking too, just to keep on this, so we'll make sure this is saved.
Yeah.
And then actually what I'm gonna do is let's just export a quick PNG of this little dude.
Sure.
And I'll throw that guy. We'll call this Evil Santa.
Yeah.
Throw that there. Let's go back to the Word doc, because I wanted to show you kind of how, and I know this is a bunch of stuff, but I wanted it all in one place, so when I like chat GPTs down or whatever, you can do this. So
that feels like the hoarder side of Adam. He's like, you know what I gotta do? Print out the internet and save it on a hard drive.
Nah, this is the collection of our game, man.
Yeah,
this is the scrolls of it.
I like seeing it.
So here's what my thought was, all right? This is what I was thinking. We got kind of a general idea of what the card looks like. And, you know, honestly, we kind of went graphical before we did more like an outline to build it up. But I was thinking what I would do is I would use a table, right? And so let's say I'll do it by, let's see, how many could I get across? Probably 3 like this. So you create a table. And then the table would have like the different cards. So if we're going to...
Evil Santa, right? And Mechanic... Mrs. Santa.
And so then we could actually mock up a playable version of this game fast, because then we'd throw all that shit in there, have all our cards, and then once we started actually getting down to it, it was fun to make that and to think about it. But you're right, that's not how you would do the card, right? To test it, it would just be like a white piece of paper. Yeah, and so I mean,
attributes
for the sake of our viewers, we got to show you got to show the eye candy. You know what I'm saying?
That's true. Because that part of it being excited about it, right, is like seeing the theme come to life.
So I think what our homework is, if you want to think about it, is that we gotta get in here and we're gonna start fleshing it out, because there's gonna be some moments where we're gonna be scratching our head and seeing what this is like. But I feel like there was an evolution from the last time to where we were at now.
For sure.
That we got a game that's starting to get structured. So by next time we may have some of the cards all set up.
Right. Yeah.
At least not in that table. And I think what we really want to land, and we can probably like game test, is just like a very subtle version of what it might be like. Like, what does a move look like? What are some of the actions we might start to take?
Like, what happens in a turn? Right?
And then I would really like to play on that board. So let's try. I think we could end tonight with just playing with this a little bit more.
I would love to play with the board.
Perfect.
I would want to do it. So maybe, okay, so yeah, maybe we could end tonight, focus on the board, try to get it into the best shape we can, and then come back next time with some knowledge about in painting. I could do that as a thing to take away.
And so in painting, just if you hadn't understood this, is like, for instance, there's really no doors or anything in here, so we would erase like a part of this and then use an AI to fill it in with the piece or part that we would want.
Because you'd be like, no, I don't want this table in the middle. Replace that with like a Christmas tree, you know, in that style. Oh, Santa's bag, you get 2 item cards. Yeah, I feel like that's what it's going to have to be, right? It's going to have to be cards that you're getting.
Well, let's
or because it could also be like, what else could it be? It could be like, now Frosty is frozen for 4 turns.
Yeah, there you go.
You know, like that could be a cool.
Well, and I think what I want to do is let's just block it in a little bit so you can kind of get an idea. Well, that's way too big.
Yeah, Adam, it's way too big.
That's perfect. Oh, that's what she said. Yeah, see, I think that's kind of what we're trying to do, right?
Yeah.
And that one was, and that could be. Oh, so that's it. You like have to go and fight something to find the key. Like you have to iterate through it, and you're like, oh, it'd be so good if we got the key to this room because in that room has that one thing.
Yeah, because that's what I would say. Like you could have like states of winning, right?
Yeah.
You either escape by doing this, you collect all of these things which allow you to escape, or you fix the phone. And that allows you to call and get like airlifted out. Like there could be a couple different like ways that you do it, and you're like collecting things and doing stuff towards that.
I feel like it needs a good resolution to like killing it or like getting the game. Like it needs like a good like you stop the evil and
because it's Santa magic or whatever. Isn't that what it came up with? It was like it was saying that it was. Dr. Frost. Dr. Frost was like harnessing, you know, trying to fuck with Christmas magic. And so now we need something that like smashes down Christmas. It feels like I don't know. I
want to have a whole bunch of like cards.
Screaming Santas like back into the void or something.
It would be great to have a bunch of cards where like when you lose, it's like all the children are no longer
they're all sad. They're all just like
So going back to the game board,
remember
you said that this like it didn't have a Christmassy feel?
Yeah.
Like this one does because there's snow in that area.
Yeah, there's snow.
This would
it's
be
not even snow. It's not even because this just looks like didn't we say Arctic?
Yeah.
Like so it just looks like snow. It just looks like
But this needs like a Christmas. Like
I like the other one better just in the sense of like I liked how the board was laid out as opposed to.
Oh, I agree. And that's what I said. This is the hardest part of this kind of thing is that you keep getting into these like.
Well, how in Mid-Journey? Maybe and I don't use Mid-Journey enough. Can you tell it like take that one and now make some variations on it that I want to add this plus add a little Christmas.
Okay, so I'll do copy link.
Yeah.
And then there's probably a way to get to the bottom here faster. We'll let those vary it, but then we'll say
they're already fun.
Imagine. And then so what you do is you throw in that.
Which is the link.
That's the link space, and then you just write in what you want. Christmas. Let's put Christmas in there.
Christmas.
How about Christmas tree or Christmas decorations?
Christmas. Okay.
Christmas.
Does it need, if we just say Christmas, will it not get it? Do we need to say Christmas decorations?
No, we can do Christmas, AR, and then we want 3x2 for now. Okay. Oh no, square is fine. Square is fine. That's it. That's all I need. And actually, those are looking pretty cool. They seem cool. Here, let me open it in let me open the link so we can zoom in. See, it's almost too small.
Yeah.
They look cool though. I like the ladders.
Yeah, the ladders are fun. This one looks like a clubhouse for like a Nickelodeon show.
I know. We're going to have to do that. Oh, my Lord. This is not looking good.
What is happening?
Oh.
Why is there a giant child in that room? It's doubling down right there. This is it? This is the end? What is happening? That is weird. Oh, man, that is weird.
Yep.
See, what did it do? I feel like it
took the
it just made it into a tiny room.
Because it was taking the colors and the theme.
Yeah, I guess
then you put Christmas to it.
It wasn't.
Ooh, that one looks terrible. What the hell is that?
That's
creepy.
Old Santa walking around all high on mescaline.
So what we need to do is we need
throw
to
those in the garbage.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. As you spent 1 credit.
I don't care. I pay for this.
Oh, you get like unlimited or something, or
I don't know if it's unlimited. Okay, so here's this, and so then we could say. So I was doing things like board game squares, large. Oh wait, I'll do. Let's do it this way. We'll do large.
Talon's out. Thanks.
All right, Talon. All right, we're about to head out ourselves, so
yep.
we've got about a couple more minutes. If you want to see where the print is, though.
Ooh, $30 is unlimited. Okay. For Midjourney?
Yeah.
Nice.
All right, Chris. Okay, large game board. I think it needs to say game board.
I feel like if I had a $30 unlimited Midjourney, I feel like it would be a waste if I didn't hook it up to some kind of giant display that just randomly chose things and added it together and then just displayed it. Like, I just want it like constantly rotating a bunch of crazy new images all the time. You're like, hell, I'm paying for the unlimited.
I've not
how
reached
could you
the limit
yeah
yet,
how
so
could
that's
you
the
even
thing.
get to the limit? I feel like,
well, the worst part is like I'm gonna go and pay $20 for freaking ChatGPT, and then I'm gonna have this. I think I'm paying $10 for this, so $30 in AI for a month. Eesh.
You know, why? I don't feel like you need to pay the $20 for ChatGPT. Do you? Like,
possibly.
in what way have you been limited by the way that you're using it now?
It has been a little bit slow, and like you could get longer responses and stuff.
Yeah. So board game, large, squared, squares.
It's like
place.
Too many squared. So large squared. I'm trying to think. What are the markers or like? I'm gonna just do squared for now. Let's just see what this does. I want to see if this at least keeps us back on track. Oh, I was gonna put research facility in there. I think that's where I messed up. All right. There's a way to cancel it too. I think.
This isn't even started yet. It's waiting to start.
I know. You can cancel it. Oh no, where is the cancel button? Maybe that's only
committed.
I'm thinking it looks like it's doing it. Oh my god! Now it's like literally square. Too much square. It's a chessboard now.
Yeah, this is like go.
All right, we're gonna just have to start. Let's go back with the prompt that brought this even up in the first place.
Yeah, I think we gotta start with that.
There it is.
I mean, it says Christmas. Maybe just like you're gonna have to add some extra words like Christmas decorations.
Sometimes it's like less of what you need. Okay, well hold on a second. I want to just see what we came up with.
Yeah, you know,
like it's very game boardy.
Yeah, it's like the game of life or something.
All right, let's try this.
It's not very modern game boarding. That thing sounds like it could almost be done. Doesn't that print? It's like it's doing the very tip.
Just a tip.
Oh, no.
We got a little bit. Okay. Because it said an hour and 28 minutes, and we're at an hour and 7. Okay. So we know what it's gonna look like.
Yeah,
we just needed a piece to kind of like get sizing right when we start, like, because I gotta print the game board too at some point.
Right.
So whatever version of this is. Because what I was thinking too is the game board might not have to be like a complete board. Like, what if it was squares that you would like have rooms, and so you'd mix them up, and then you would put the squares out so the game board could be different.
I can see.
Like, I like those kind of things.
That would be cool because that would take advantage of printing it on a 3D printer, right? Because you'd be like, we could make a custom board, right? Like, that's using sort of the tools that you have to make something interesting. Whereas if we didn't have that, we'd just like, well, we'll just print it out on a square.
Well, let's see what we can do with the same prompt. And this is always a good test for me, because when you use the same prompt, you shouldn't be getting the same things. It's going to restart it up and see where we're going. So
yeah, so it could...
For this one, though, I want to just... let me just open the link, see what it came up with. Because I always like to zoom in on these and kind of see. So this one's... I mean, it's interesting, but it's definitely like too just flat.
Yeah. It's like fun and old school.
Let's see here.
Like a rotating one where it rotates out.
I mean, sometimes it gives you ideas, though.
Yeah.
Like this is where you put the cards or something.
Or like this one on the right where it has its own little room off to the side.
It's weird. It's like, is it a room or is it where you put some stuff in there? Yeah. Like, I think what's going to make or break this is getting just the right amount of chips and parts that, like, complicated enough, but not super complicated.
Yeah.
That's the hard part.
That's the hard part.
That's what makes things difficult.
It's the hard part for now.
Uh-oh.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, I like the glows on this one.
That looks like a freaking Xbox room.
But that's the magical thing in the middle.
Oh, that's yeah. If that was like red, I wish it was red. That would seem very magic. Like
See, that's going with the concept I was thinking. Like there are the rooms. See how you would lay out those things on a board?
This is like the full board. I wasn't even thinking about it like that. Okay. And there's a giant thing of Santa energy or whatever.
Yeah, like this is where he was doing the research part.
For
but like,
Christmas,
let's
Christmas
imagine
magic.
you cut this into a bunch of different squares, and like this square is like the dorms. This is the kitchen.
And this is like the badass LED lights that we put into the 3D print in the middle so that it glows red
for that little piece.
Yeah, or whatever.
What's it say? Castle. See, this definitely has a whole bunch of Clue vibes on it ish.
Yep.
I definitely am still thinking isometric.
Yeah.
Isometric is for the win.
It does look cool. And that's how it could fit. Well, does isometric work if I take a bottom piece of what it looks like symmetric and put it at the top?
You're right. That's
I don't know.
I think this is more what it's gonna have to be, like a middle part where you could bring things to that. Like you need a safe room, where for whatever reason you can't have enemies there, and that's where you start collecting your stuff.
Right.
I feel like I feel like it's cool to have that exploration thing. You're like, get to the safe room. You have that little like thing on your back that we're gonna need, and then you're collecting it. And if somebody like. Basically, you regen into the room if you get killed or something by a person, or maybe you don't. Maybe you die.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is it like fast enough that you can have people die? Because you can't just have somebody die at the very beginning.
Hey, what's up, Yuri Gaming? What's going on? You're just getting in at the end of the night. I'm sorry, but if you watch a VOD, you're gonna check out some really cool stuff that we've been working on tonight.
Totally. Oh man,
we have been building this board game from scratch.
AI. From scratch.
It's been
fun.
This is
our second
though.
Episode on it. It's been great.
But we're trying to get our game board figured out. That's where we're stuck right now.
Yeah. So do we think? So do you want to try?
Hey, well, Yuri, you just jumped in. You help us out if you're prompting. Do you know prompts? So here's the gig. Is we're trying to get a game board for a Christmas horror sci-fi board game. Came up with this concept.
Yeah, ChatGPT helped us build
a while ago. Like this is all just super random, and so what we're trying to get is what we could potentially get for a game board. And so we've had Darth in the chat with us over here. We've been throwing around a couple different ideas. We had just finished kind of our card. This was developed by Midjourney, but then we did some photoshopping to kind of get some of the hit points and stuff together. But as our kind of swan song for tonight, we're trying to figure out. What could we put? What could we prompt for a Midjourney
we need
board?
We need a board. We maybe put isometric. Do you want to add isometric as part of the
I mean, we can give it a try.
And then do you want like layered or detailed? And do you find that using less words is usually better than like filling it up with a whole bunch of like?
I think sometimes less is more. Yeah, I mean, I just chatted that. I didn't even put the imagine on there.
You're like, we just wrote that into the chat.
Yeah, it was funny because when I do it on the phone and then it's like a pain in the ass to. Dude, I use it mostly on my phone actually.
Really?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I feel like if we can get something close, like I would even be fine with the one that we had at the sort of earlier. And then adding to that with the in painting, right?
I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
But the problem is it's one board then at that stage.
Yeah.
And what I see, like, we added a little bit more. Oh, wait, I didn't, because I didn't even copy the right thing. This is the same thing we did before. Hold on a second. It's all right. Let's burn some credits tonight.
We're burning credits. Burning Midjourney credits.
All right. This is the one. Well, I mean, it didn't come up with something too bad. Actually. Oh.
Yeah, Yuri Gaming. So go to the Double Drop Down Discord. All right. Okay. I feel like those are cool.
Okay.
Like bottom left sort of looks. I like the towers in them.
Let's see here. See, this one has that Christmas tree.
It does.
But it's like
a hotel. It's like a hotel lobby. Did you have what was it? Research facility put in?
I did.
That was okay.
Hold
so
on
that
a
was
second.
Research
Oh. There's your isometric. Oh, this one.
Right.
This one here.
Yeah,
Hold on
that's
a second.
nice.
Do we have to?
It looks very moody. It feels like feels like a spa.
Hold on, let me open this one in there. We're gonna jump into this.
Yeah, nice.
So which one of those do you like the most? That bottom left one.
Bottom left is good. Well, just because it has all the layers, I mean that just looks interesting. It's not going to be able to pull apart like you wanted though. Do we need to write that into it like a modular? Like try adding modular to it. And
modular. Yeah, that might be a way to do it. Let's see here.
Because I feel like that could.
The top right is beautiful. Let's see here. Let's up-res it. And
top right though.
Oh, top right. I like the dimensions on this bottom one though. Like give you more gameplay piece.
Well, but none of these even are as.
It needs bigger.
Well, and like the squares, like don't you need the squares to be able to, like the earlier ones that we were looking at, they had like, it almost looked like a board game, right? Like would we have to build those on top of this? I guess maybe.
Well,
right?
see, I think what we'd have to really do is like we're liking the isometric, but it may just not land, and we're gonna literally just have to do like a top-down version of it, and I don't even think we're gonna land it in one shot. We're gonna have to probably be like, okay, research facility, mess hall, research facility, this, and then we'll have to cobble it together, create squares, because I'm imagining you put maybe like a 4x4 grid or a 5x5 grid of squares. So you have 25 little blocks that you always like rearrange in different ways. So the mess hall's over in the upper left-hand corner this time. But it's because it has to kind of mix it. And then when you start the board, the mess hall always has the bucket, and then this room always has this.
Right. And that's where you're adding. And those pieces could be part of it.
Look at this one.
I feel like
that one's like calming and beautiful.
Yeah, it looks like I said, it's like the spa. This is before the bad shit went down.
Yeah. Let's see here. I gotta put a prompt in here.
The other one looked a little more.
Go back up.
Like crap is going down. I don't know. Maybe that was just a beautiful.
I put red glow on there. I was trying to like red playable board. Because right here I put playable game board, top down Christmas, isometric detailed red glow. Let's just put the word modular.
Modular.
All right. Let's see what we get out
because
of this.
it would definitely be neat if you could move them around.
Well, and I think it also just enhances your gameplay later down the line, because if you're jumping around and you're trying to like get to rooms, once you nail it, you're like, that's where it is.
Yeah, exactly.
And so I'm wondering how it's going to take the word modular, because that probably is not going to. Well, I don't know.
It seems to be doing okay. That's why I love watching it blur into life. You're like, what? Like watching the giant girl head in the middle of the room for Christmas that we just came up with.
That one was terrible.
Yeah, it was.
This one has some words in it. All right. Oh my lord, look at this one.
Wow. Okay.
We're starting to get some. Hold on, I'm gonna just up-res that one for just a second as we
pretty
look.
Cool. Pretty cool.
Right,
I love the idea of there being little LED lights all throughout it that give it like a creepy like horror.
Yeah, let's look at this
milieu.
one. Familiar role.
Yeah.
This still feels very Resident Evil-esque.
It does. It does. Like it's like the bottom floor of the mansion, right?
It is.
Like I'm gonna expect to see like 3 circular, coin holes, each with different crests. What's with that one in the bottom right? Is what is that in the middle? It's like a snow globe.
It's like almost like a table.
Oh,
They're really into the having a middle section. It reminds me of Aliens.
Yeah.
Like this is the mess hall, and then everything is all around and where that happens.
I can see that.
All right.
Were you upscaling one of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's for whatever reason sometimes upscaling takes a lot longer. Hold on, we never looked at this one big. Oh yeah, we did.
That was the calming.
It was this one.
The calming one. I mean, those are cool.
This reminds me of Dead Space when you first get your plasma rifle or plasma cutter, and you pick it off the thing. All right.
I was thinking that looked like Spirited Away, like a Spirited Away room.
Definitely has like a what do you call
Miyazaki vibe.
So we up-res the Resident Evil one.
Ooh, I mean, that is a different style than we have been going with, right? It feels a little more, almost like, still Clue-ish, right? But, like almost like color pencil style even.
But what's cool about it is it has more of that research look. Like even though it's not there's not a lot of squares, so we'd have to induce some sort of ways to move on the blocks.
Right.
But what I like about it is you can almost modularize this.
Yeah.
Like you could cut that into little chunks. So the only problem is you'd have to have it at all squared.
Yeah, it's almost too complicated, right? Like it's almost too modular.
You would have to have this exactly like this.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't break it apart in a different way.
Yeah, right. Yeah. It wouldn't work in other ways.
All right, we're going to shoot one more into there. Like we got to figure out what that is. So let's just check one more time on our 3D print. It's coming along good. I feel like that nailed it. So we're done on that.
Nice.
Let's just start with the prompt from scratch. We're going to do one from scratch on this.
We just got to clear our heads. Ooh, satellite view.
Okay.
That's engine.
All right.
That's interesting.
We're going to start with that. We're going to say satellite view.
Okay.
I'm stealing that. I'm going to copy and paste right from the chat. You just typed it in. Boom. Satellite view. Research facility.
No, after your prompt.
Okay. Add it to the prompt.
Separate with comma. Okay.
All right, here we go. I'm gonna take that out. Actually, what I'll do is I'll pop this here.
Then comma.
Do you want to keep modular in there? I'm taking this out.
Yeah,
Satellite
take that
view.
out. Okay. I think.
Yeah, let's look at it and really cut it.
Do we need do we need some word that describes it being fucked up a little bit? Because I feel like I liked that in the other one, that it looked like shit had gone down.
You maybe put the word snow in there, or disheveled.
Disheveled sounds like such a baby version of the horror that is happening.
So here, I just want to give you a quick thing. Is I was putting Christmas on the other side of the word horror. I was like Christmas horror sci-fi, and I was getting bad results.
Okay.
And so I found you had to wrap it up. Christmas had to be in between those words. So sometimes the precedence of the words changed how that came out.
I could see that.
Okay, so playable board game. That sounds good, right? Oh, I'm out of the chat.
You're out of.
I've probably been out for a minute too. Playable board game. It doesn't matter. Nobody seems to see my face. They're looking at the
we
AI.
were also like way down here. You can tell it's like been 2 hours.
This is the end of the show.
That's true. I know, right? We gotta. Okay, so yeah, let's do this last one.
Playable board game, top-down horror. I feel like that's been nailing it, but we're still not getting the right.
Yeah, we're still okay. So what is it lacking right now? Is it
maybe a comma here okay. for modular? Square.
Does it need apocalyptic or something added to it? Does it need like ransack or
ransack
bedlam or something, right?
I like ransacked.
Ransacked. Okay.
Like, because then that just indicates like it like,
yeah.
I mean, disheveled would have came, but yeah, all right.
It's like that's for babies. Hold on. But then okay. So what we want it to be modular, but like, do we still need to add the like squares for a board game? It's like, does it?
Let's just put modular squares. This is like, if we build it up too much, you're gonna think it's gonna be this amazing thing, and then we're gonna like
shit out something terrible.
Yo.
No, yeah, comma there, right?
After this one.
Yeah.
Modular. Let's just give it a go.
Okay.
I think this is it. We're gonna roll the dice. If it's not, then
we'll get it. We'll get it.
Definitely
we're gonna get it.
Definitely hang out with us. We do this. We hang out every Thursday. Next Thursday is our gaming version. You see a lot of the random other gaming with us and just hanging out. That is actually separate of us. If you ever join us and check it out. Sometimes we do individual AI and whatnot. But basically Thursdays is the day. Adam and Ryan show twice a month, and we build this game. We're gonna be doing things in the midst of the next week. If you join us and you give us some insights along the way, we'll show you some progress.
Yeah,
so
we'll be doing
headed.
it and putting things in
we
Discord.
appreciate you joining us tonight.
Yeah.
It was amazing. We had a great night tonight, and we're moving along. So here we go.
Yeah. All right.
I feel like I know it's like waiting to start. I'm already feeling like we got a square.
I'm already feeling like I hate it.
Actually, now I'm liking it.
Oh, it's like a Catan. It's like a Catan board.
See that one on the I think satellite view might be helping too. That like top right one.
Yeah, because that top right one is looking good because it's bigger. It feels like.
Let's see.
Oh, and it's got a Christmas tree in it. Nice.
It surely does.
There we go.
See, this one has like satellite view might be the right, because a satellite is literally above something, right? And so it's straight
up
down.
And down.
See?
Yeah. Okay, wait. Okay, yeah, good one. You zoom into this bottom right.
All right, I gotta open it as a link here. Why did it pop up over there?
And maybe we should just up-res that one, or up-res one.
Yeah, we can up-res one for sure. Let's see which one we want to up-res.
Ah, that's true, but it's like no Christmas tree.
I
like the Christmas tree.
We can add the Christmas tree.
Yeah,
like out of these four, this one has research facility parts to it.
And this one has like snow though, where it's like coming in.
Oh yeah, we were gonna add snow to it, and that just added it automatically. This has a couple squares to it.
Right.
I don't know. I'm kind of vibing on this right-hand one.
That's definitely a good vibe on the right.
And
I feel like an upscaled version of the one on the bottom right would be.
I do like something about this one, like the orb in the center.
It is very, if you want to do simple modular, where each one of them were like around a honey shape, like a honeycomb shape, and they would just fit along the side.
I'm just gonna get that one, and I'll do number 4, right?
Number 4 for sure.
Those are the 2.
Okay. Yeah. Because think about it, like, let's say they just fit into like a larger board, you would be like, oh, it's random where this one, and this one go, and then this one, and this one, right? Like you always have 6 or something.
I think.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, the thing is, it's like, I guess it has to change the gameplay. Like it can't just be aesthetic. Like because if you had the ones that go around the center.
If you had this one, if the exit tile is next to the medical station or something, right? And you're like, yeah, now I get those.
Oh, and then you have to you have to unlock the medical station to get to the exit, and that's always a pain in the ass because you have to. I mean, I see where it's coming. Sure. Like we're getting it close. We're landing this.
Because I feel like there's like a hook thing that you need to it, right? That it's like different than other things, but of course I don't know what else is out there even. Oh man, are we almost done 3D print? I bet is it close?
Let's see.
Close? I know you have to go to bed too. You have to go to bed.
Man, it is close. But
1 minute?
The projection. Okay, see, what layer are we on? We're on layer 111. Let's see. While this thing starts to build out. Oh shoot, it's coming along. All right. Well, as those build.
Oh, they're not done even?
Oh, no, they are upscaled.
Okay, okay. Oh man, that looks like. Oh, I love that Santa energy in the middle. That is freaking cool. I like that one.
Yeah.
What is it? What even is it? What is even happening in those?
I do like it. Actually, I do, and I kind of like the idea what you were saying, like how you would exit out of this. Like I don't think it has anything. It's like very like shape-ish. Like there's things happening in here, but I'm not 100% sure what the hell they are.
I almost feel like we could use pieces of this, right? Like that idea.
I like the hexagon's shape.
Yeah, like that's kind of a neat.
All right, let's look at this one.
This one I feel like it lost itself in the details. Now it looks like a circuit board.
It kind of does.
Like I don't even know what is going on in any of those rooms.
All right, I think the winner is starting to get here because you got the snow feel.
Yeah, it definitely has that. I think we just need to figure out what those rooms are. Like it just did a shitty job.
So maybe that's where we're at. Is we land on kind of something that has a shape like this because I think I like that. I do like that.
And if these were you could switch them out, right? Maybe.
Well, you would just rearrange them.
Yeah.
So you'd have to go between the rooms to make something happen.
And these are sort of exits or something. I don't know. Yeah, I feel like there's something you could do that because it would be fun to figure out what each of these rooms are and then fit them into this board, right?
Yeah. Well, yeah, we can.
Because you'd be like, oh, what is the medical bay look like, right? What is the research facility area look like?
Hold on, let's see how many layers this thing has. 147 layers, dude. So we were at 1.
Oh, that's too long. We'll get it next time.
Yeah, because if that's at 128, it's like, there's going to be just a little bit more work.
Yeah.
I can crank the speed up.
Just as fast as it'll possibly go.
Actually, I probably could, so it doesn't matter.
Is that...
I'm going to go crank the speed up while these go.
Oh, man. Is it going to wreck it?
Let's see here. We're at 118 and it has
118 and it has 140. And these layers go fast, I imagine, right? Like if one layer only gets printed at one point.
All right. We're cranking it.
We're cranking it. It's the new slogan for the show. Oh man,
it's going 130 now.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and it looks it. This model kind of looks like shit though. I don't feel like it turned out very well.
It's miniature, dude. It's so small.
It's
like,
tiny.
Look at here's my finger. Let's see if you could see it in here without burning myself.
That's true.
Like
see, I told you to measure it.
I did. It's 35 millimeters. Remember, here's a pair of tweezers. Look how big this is in terms of tweezers, dude.
I always forget.
This is so small.
It's gonna be.
Here,
like a pea.
That's fine. That's what you want it to be. Look, here's a pen.
Oh my god, it's like barely bigger than a pin.
This is our play piece. If you're wondering what the hell we're looking at right now.
Yeah, we were gonna...
So like here. Actually, I could show you from the workbench.
Jeez.
Let me throw a little pen on here for you.
Wow, it is pretty tiny. But I guess that's how big it would need.
Yeah,
to
you
be,
would.
Right?
You don't need them to be gargantuan.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't want them to be because you're gonna have a whole board full of 4 people and all these aliens or characters and everything. Does it seem to be doing okay having the speed turned up? Just turn up the speed all the time. Who cares?
And this, well, because sometimes it
what
doesn't
would
do it as
happen,
right. We're at
right?
126 out of 147 layers. Yeah, look at that. It is going quick. I can go up faster.
Yeah, faster.
150%.
Oh man. Nice. What would it start doing if it was failing by going too fast? If you turned it up to like 500%, what would that? It would just be like bleh, just spurting it out everywhere.
It just wouldn't have enough heat probably to melt it fast enough, and the adhesion would just be like trying to shove it out. But
yeah,
I'll just let it go that fast. Look at that.
150%. I feel like that seems like it's doing.
Yeah, we're at 100 layer 130.
Hey, yeah. See, I feel like we are doing. These layers are going way faster now.
Let's see here. Did we get some stuff? Oh, we got some stuff. We're gonna check that out.
Was this a different upres you did?
I just did an upres. Here, you can go and click on one of them. Click on one of them. Does it look any better? Yeah, and then you have to use the Control Plus. Oh, that one looks good.
Yeah, that looks cool.
Oh. It's like a dirt room there.
Yeah, like what are these? This is like where they grow the potatoes or whatever for.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, it's got a little tree.
Finally got your tree in it. Let's see here. Hold on. Let me see what layer. We're on layer 134. Okay, keep going. How did that one come up? That one, the other one's still.
Yeah, where is that?
Oh my lord! You have to go back to Discord. There you go. Very bottom one. Yep.
Okay.
Still looks circuit boardy.
Yeah, it like did a little. At least these look like hallways, right?
I think the winner is the hexagon.
Yeah.
For the
I think
so we'll keep working on that. So I feel like this is great because that's what I was like struggling with is like what are we gonna do? And so on that hexagon one, it even has like blocks. So the rooms they're gonna have like little sections to it. So you have to like walk around the room.
Like you enter. It's sort of like Clue in that sense, right? Like you're walking into rooms and then there's things inside of those rooms and you're coming out.
But but you don't roll a dice to get to the rooms. I think is going to be key to it. So all right, hexagon for the win. Let's see with our printed piece 147. Yes, getting that up to speed is that was key.
Is what is the top? So it's like this is just the very idiot because this is the very top of his head, right?
Yeah. This should go. Look, it's already on layer 141.
Yeah, that's cool. I could see his little like side portrait.
So what I'll do is I'll pop this guy off and we'll clean it up a little bit. That way we can have the part.
Yeah,
that's a good end for it.
I want to be able to like hold it up to the camera in my fingers and see it.
How miniature it is.
Yeah.
How come it's slowed down right now?
I don't know.
Oh, it's just like. It's basically done. Because what I think we were trying to do here is try to figure out, is this an appropriate size? And if this is the size, then this is going to help dictate the size of the rest of the board.
Right, like how big that actual.
And this is our character. This is we did not design this character. We just took this offline, but we're going to design our 3D character around this size. And so like the snowman's guy's got to be double this size, I think.
Right, yeah. I think that would be cool that he takes up more space, like physical space. Yeah, he's really got his little beanie, putting his little beanie on.
It's slowed down. It's like we got to do this. This is the last one.
Whoa, layer end.
Boom. All right, we're done.
All right.
All right, let's get this little guy off of here. Look how little he is.
He's totally. Hey, he's like he's so cute and tiny. Get him off there.
Gosh, probably
free him.
There he is.
Yeah.
He's not very.
Well, it's hard to
in focus on this one. Oh wait, let me see if I can use this one. Do I have a workbench cam?
There we go.
It's not, I can adjust the focus on this.
Oh yeah, sweet. Oh, okay, cool. Now we're talking. Yeah. Oh, there's something to be said for that style of like, it's.
Look at the color changes on this one.
Yeah, that's so cool. It's just that filament is very cool for sure.
So you were asking earlier about these things.
Yeah.
So you just snap it and then just.
Oh wait, you're out of focus. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Yeah.
You just break those little because they're like I don't know.
They're like one thick layer, or 1 layer thick supports.
Well, and they're almost like a spring. See how?
Okay.
See like right here?
Yeah.
You just like crunch it.
Oh, nice.
And it just comes off. So it takes a little bit of cleanup. It's like this is a good example of it. You just pinch that, and it just like.
And you can tell, like sometimes I feel like it can be hard to tell which.
Well, and it doesn't like print it with a adhesion to the other parts as much, and that little part just comes out. Like I can't just grab this axe and yank it off. So it's like when it printed it, I know I have to always go, and there's like.
Wait,
I know I keep going the wrong direction.
No, you're good.
There you go.
Again, nice.
So this is it. Like, look at that. So that's the back for it.
Yeah, where you would put the coins.
Put the little coin, but the coins would be our items.
Yeah.
And they would not be a little axe guy. He actually looks cool.
He looks cool. I mean, it would be in that style, probably, right?
Look at that blue.
Yeah. Oh man, which side is it, good or evil?
Yeah. All right.
Oh man, cool. Well, that was amazing. We got a guy printed. We got some cards done. I feel like we made definite progress.
On our
board game.
All right. Well, thanks for joining us tonight.
Yeah.
This is the Adam and Ryan Show. We will see you next
every
time.
Thursday.
All right.
All right.
We will see you guys later. Peace out.
Bye.